Yes, people, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another Blue Morning Show. So I said good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. But more importantly, I offer whatever suits your time zone. Again, welcome to the Blue Morning Show. Today we're going to talk about the update regarding Kalidou Koulibaly, and also Raheem Sterling. Also, again, added to it is Gabriel Jesus. And we'll also look at things, what's going on out there regarding the club's pursuit of Usman Dembele and Nkunku and every other player that the club is being linked with. So sit back and relax and let's get into it because it's going to be a fun show today. All right, people, welcome back to the Blue Morning Show on Chelsea Perspective. More importantly, I do hope everyone is doing well. Again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Please accept whatever suits your time zone. And also, blue morning to you all. Please allow me to take a sip of my coffee. As you can see, my voice sounds somehow weird, and that's because I have a cold, but I'm getting better by the day. Thank you very much. It's a very, very good one. Now, like I said, we'll talk about the update, the rumors that Kalidou Koulibaly has told Napoli that he wants to leave the club. What that means, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's coming to Chelsea, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the story that Raheem Sterling is being offered to Chelsea Football Club, and also we'll talk about the pursuit of also another. What we heard is the pursuit of another Manchester City player in the person of Gabriel Jesus. But first, I want to say, as you're coming in, please be sure to like the video because the more you like the video, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and it will help us reach more people who would be interested in this particular topic. So let's get into the show and I'll start by looking at what we have in the comment section because this is an interactive show. To see here, we have Liam. Lem today made it before Phantom, and he said, Blue morning, coach, and to everyone joining in the panel and chat. Nice to hear that from you, Lem. Lem also says an interesting game tonight with England playing Germany. There is always a bit of pressure on those games. And again, you could say teammates will rival each other today. We have about two German players who will be playing, and one former player Antonio Rudiger, who will be playing against the English side. I will have, I think at this point, the only Chelsea player there will be Conor Gallagher and who? Conor Gallagher and Reece James. Let me know if there's any other Chelsea player that will be in the team there. And this is me telling them that I will not miss that one. I really want to watch it. I've missed a couple of internationals. Why? Because they put it on pay-per-view and it's like $25 per game. So some of them I would just say, well, the heck, what am I paying $25 to watch this game that don't really mean anything to me? I don't have much interest in those international games, coach, but I will watch them. I want to watch the one for England. Morning, the Blues says Ramsey Stephen. Ramsey, how are you doing, brother? Always nice to see you here. You've become a regular. You've become part of the family, the Chelsea Perspective family, and that is brilliant to see. I'm sorry, I'll be sipping as much as this hot coffee as I can to help, relieve the cold a bit and allow my voice to make my voice comfortable to allow me to speak. Thought to like, nice to hear that. Big up, brothers, and that's my brother from the medieval land of Tobago. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Hit the like button, people, and subscribe to the Blue Morning Show. And overall, the Chelsea Perspective road to 3,000, says my brother, and he's saying the truth. And that's why I'm saying that as you're coming in, please be sure, keep liking the video to help us, reach more people. And the more people we have, the more fun it will be. And also, the more we'll be able to reach 3,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Right now, we are at 2,638. We're averaging 60, 70 subscribers per day, which means we're getting there soon. Raji Samiu says, Raheem Sterling to Chelsea, how? Is Chelsea FC thinking forward as a club or thinking backward? Can you explain what you mean? I think, again, some people say he would do well. As for me, I don't really want him at Chelsea, but some people think he'd do well. He has the capability to do well, but I think he has to make some adjustments in terms of, I don't know how else to explain it. I think we've talked about him on this show, but you let me know. Gitonga David says, hello, Coachila. Hello, my brother. Nice to see you here. I hope you're doing well. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. That's my brother, Nick Blue. Happy to see you here. I hope you're doing well, brother. Again, give me Jesus anytime, any day, and I'll be okay with it. Yep, I'd take Gabriel Jesus over Lukaku anytime, any day. Not just because you can't say I can't clearly categorically say he's a better player than Romelu Lukaku, but because he's more suitable to the way Thomas Tuchel likes to play, and that's just that. Again, here we have no Sterling. Thank you, Todd Man City. Again, that's your argument, but we'll see what happens. Says Koulibally, here we go. I wouldn't say here we go already. But it's just the fact that he's told Napoli he wants to leave. It makes it that it shows us a possibility that we could get him. But one thing I must warn you on time is the Napoli owner isn't the easiest of persons to deal with. He's a very difficult person. A shrewd businessman. I don't think even if Koulibally has 1 year, 6 months left on his contract, it's not going to go on the cheap. I have a feeling teams are not going all out for UEFA Nations League. Yep, that may well be the case, but I don't know. Mason Mount, where's Phantom? Need to be bet on. Yeah, might have to contact him via what's it called? Twitter, so you guys can talk about that. Good morning, my brother. Just enjoying listening to you, Sergio Bar. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. And as you're coming in, please take a second to like the video. Keep liking the video. Keep liking the video. Show you love the show by liking the video. Show you love Chelsea Football Club by liking the video. Support us so we can keep doing more. Smash the like button. Say Matthew Lee Benjamin. Nice to see you here, brother. And again, there's another brother here saying limitless. I love your name. Morning and evening, everyone. A happy blue day. Yes, it's a blue day. It's a blue morning show. I like it. Hello, Raps. He's okay saying hello. Hit the like button again, says my brother from the Madiba land, Tobago. Chelsea perspective is a movement already. Gitonga David, I love that. That gives me joy. That really makes me happy. And that makes me want to do more. And thank you. I will not disappoint you guys. Just tell me what else we can do to make the show better. It's official. Lukaku is going. I did not know that. I hope that happens. It will be good for him. It will be good for the club. Morning Blues. It says that Koulibally will be a good signing. We need experience at the back. Yep, we need to mix it up right there. We need aggression. We need cool-headedness with Thiago Silva. You can say Koulibally himself also brings cool-headedness. And also, we need ability on the ball. I think I've said that already. Don't worry, Sterling not coming to Chelsea. I think it will be a difficult deal to make work. Plus, he will come on a very high wage. But we'll see what happens. If Sterling is not good enough for City, then why would he be good enough for us? How about Declan's argument that he's at least better than what we have? But with that, I want to say welcome, my brother IBZ, to the panel. How are you doing, brother?
Good morning. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, crystal clear. I can hear you very well, brother.
Lovely. How are we doing this morning?
I can't complain, man. I can't complain except for the cold, but I think I'm getting better by the day.
Well, the weather over here is lovely. Brilliant weather today in England. Might change though.
Yeah. So well, I want to ask you this question. Sorry, were you still saying something?
No. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Overall, what do you think about the transfer rumors this time? We know it's silly season, like it's called, but this time I think it's crazier. it's crazier than than usual. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it is crazier than usual. It's very hard to not to focus on other teams when a lot is going on at Chelsea.
Mm,
Um, Outgoings are needed. I don't think we're the only club that need an overhaul. We kind of need an
mm-hmm.
overhaul with the departures said to be going. I just heard now from yourselves now that you're saying Lukaku is definitely leaving. I've not heard of reports of this or what have you, but it was echoing again what we were saying. I think on Sunday. Um, if Lukaku was to go, it won't be a problem for these new owners. Obviously, it's not their money that was used to spend on Romelu, so underwriting the loss won't really be a big problem as opposed to if Roman was still there. So if we're gonna go and sell,
Are you sure that would be the case?
no, I'm not. I'm not. This is all hypothetical. I'm not saying it's gonna happen or it's a given, but I'm just hypothetically thinking if reports are confirm what you said earlier, just like say 2 minutes ago in regards to Lukaku. Maybe it was in your chat that said that Lukaku's
Yeah,
officially
it's in the
leaving.
chat. It was Nick Blue in the chat.
Okay, sorry. So if that is if that's an official or if that's concrete as to what may happen, then yeah, we definitely need to look into someone replacement. Again, not the type of Sebastian Haller. I was opposed to that, but maybe someone younger, more hungry. I had a talent in mind, but there's so many strikers that can be brought into the fold. Um, so that's Lukaku's situation sorted. In terms of Sterling coming in, would I take Raheem? He's better than what we have right now in terms of wide men. I believe he's better than Pulisic, Hakim, and even Werner when he's out wide. So him and Dembele potentially coming in, that would be, that's another, that's another, interesting element to look into things. There's a lot going on again, coach. We never know what's certain. Everything changes every minute. So hopefully, positive news comes out that we can be able to get people in as soon as possible. So preseason can be done quickly and players are gelled in. So yeah.
Mm.
It's very tricky. Very tricky at the moment.
It's really very tricky. I think the fact that we were under restrictions that did not allow us to, talk to players and get them to put pen to paper, I think that compounded the situation for us. Because we would have, if we all know the truth, we would have started talking and completing deals earlier than than usual because we knew beforehand that we were going to lose a lot of players in the defensive department. But
Exactly.
that's something that was beyond our control then. But I think we will overcome. But the truth remains, we may not at the end of the day have time enough to sign us, made to sign, even though the club, the owner, and Thomas Tuchel has called it a rebuild. It will most definitely be a difficult one. But that's, by the way, I want to start by asking you your thoughts on the rumors linking us to, again, I think you've talked about it, Raheem Sterling. How possible do you think? Do you think it's something that will happen?
Sorry, my background is a lot of noise. Sorry, let me go to somewhere clearer. I do apologize.
All right, no problem. I'll see you when you come back. The situation again, it's everywhere. Again, there's nothing, none of them you can say we're certain about because the news is really everywhere. We're only hoping at least let's see one signing coming. Then we say, okay, this is really the situation. But it's everywhere. We're being linked to every player on the planet, which is very common with Chelsea Football Club. And even if you've been following the news, uh, you cannot be sure what's really going on. That is just the truth. And Chelsea fans, you could argue, at this point are all panicking. I think here's the thing. I know I haven't. I'm not the one. I'm not really calling for the club to sign Raheem Sterling. But the truth is, I will take him because
Can you
the
hear me?
argument. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, sorry about that. There was
No
building
problem. I
here in the
understand it
background.
happens. So I was
Um,
asking you your thoughts on the link. Do you think it's something that's even possible? And because the truth is, if he's coming to Chelsea, he's going to be looking for a higher wage, and do you think
Aye.
we'll be able to offer that to him given his age?
Aye. Okay. So in the case of Raheem, we may
Mm,
need to offload before he comes in. If the case of Dembele is added to the ranks, maybe an offload of a player may need to come in. Again, high wages. I will take Raheem. I
mm,
believe Raheem is very dynamic. He can play both flanks.
mm.
Obviously, his finishing has been coming to question over the past recent years, but he gets into those positions. He's very, very quick. He's very, very able in that 6-yard box, and he can come in and out of, defenders very, very easy. His would it be an easy signing? No, but it'll be very straightforward because he's English. It's not going to be a long thing. Like it's all in house. It's all in the country. So if he was to sign, it would just be done. Take a trip down to London, sign the dotted line. Here we go. But again, Man City may want to. Man City's stance on Raheem Sterling may not change even with the incomings of Haaland and Alvarez. Obviously,
What's
Jesus
your
may.
stance? What's your stance? They want to keep him?
Well, if it wouldn't, unless they get someone to replace him, I don't see why they will sell him. He's not a bit part player for them. He's probably like a rotational first team, you know, important player for them. So he in terms of him leaving, oh yeah, we got Haaland now. Oh yeah, Sterling off your bike. I find that very hard to take in. What I believe will happen if he is going to leave in that event, they will have a replacement in before that happens. When or how long that will take, we don't know. But I don't mind if he comes to the bridge. No, not at all. Um, yeah, it's a win-win. He's one of the top. He's one of the top wingers in the league. Why would I
Yeah.
take Sterling?
And the truth is, I think there's something you said that made a perfect sense. Is that again, Pep Guardiola, he likes to keep a very large squad.
Aye, exactly. I mean,
He
why
likes to
would you
keep
have
a
a?
very large squad. So I don't think, and I think he likes Raheem.
Oh
The
yeah,
truth is, he hasn't been in great form of late,
oh
but I
yeah,
think Pep would most definitely want to keep him.
100%. One thing I've seen, one thing I told a lot of my friends before Pep came to City was that look, Raheem Sterling's leaving Liverpool. He's coming to this team. Right? Pep Guardiola will come in and make him one of the best players in Europe, if not the world. Obviously, it's arguable about his stance now, but let's say they run up to the final that season, the semi-final when they got locked out by Liverpool, by Tottenham, for example. That season was absolutely Sterling. He took the Mickey. He broke numbers. He
Hmm.
found belief. Pep found belief in him. So I do not believe Pep was really to say, "Oh yeah, you're not being good enough for me. It's time for you to go." I don't believe. I don't think that's Pep's stance. Pep seems like a loyal manager that has loyalty to his players. A
Hmm.
lot of the players that were there when he came are still there now, as opposed to those he's probably just brought in like Mahrez and what have you. But he's not. I don't see. Oh yeah, Raheem Sterling not transfer list unless Raheem wants to leave himself, which I don't even believe. Is that something that Raheem's looking into? Oh, I want to leave Manchester City because of my game time. There's not. I mean, Haaland can't play out wide. Alvarez can't play out wide. You're the only out and out winger in your squad next to Riyad Mahrez. Even Foden's not an out and out winger. He's an attacking midfielder. So again, unless they get a big boy replacement coming into the Etihad, it will be very hard to say, yeah, we're going to go get Raheem Sterling. But yeah,
And,
I'll
and,
take him
and
nonetheless.
yeah, and here's why I find the rumors ridiculous is that they're saying that they offering him to us like he's like a reject in Man City. I don't believe that one bit.
No way. No way. No
Yeah,
way.
I
No
don't.
way.
I do
What?
not believe that one bit. It doesn't. I don't think that's
There
correct.
always seems to be a stereotype, yeah,
Hmm.
about around Raheem Sterling and Man City. You're like, oh, he's not. Maybe because he's not foreign and he's English, if that makes sense. So
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
because he's not foreign and he's not got a silver next to his name or a Brazilian type name next to him, he's looked at as, oh, not the Man City style of play or the Man City type player or Pep's type
Not
player.
good enough.
You're not good enough only because he's English. You know what I mean? We're not really favourable in that sense. But he is as vital to Man City as anyone will ever believe. He is very, very vital to that squad. If he doesn't play out wide either of the wing, I don't really see how penetrable Manchester City are. Yes, Grealish can do it, but they can all come in. Grealish can come in from the left, obviously. Riyad Mahrez comes in from the right. Foden comes in for the right. Bernardo Silva can come in from the right. Raheem Sterling is the only one I can see that can bomb up for that right wing without cutting in, you know, as opposed to him being on the left. So again, he's very vital to the. He's probably the only direct winger they have. I don't see. I don't see how Man City will say, "Oh, he's surplus to requirements." It's very, very hard, coach. Very hard.
Yeah.
Again, we will take him at the bridge, but and obviously,
Yeah, I do think. I
now.
think I've had Nick Blue on the panel. Nick explained why he doesn't want him. I think it's just a personal preference, but I think he'd do better than most of the guys we have because his ability, you know, to weave us through even tight defenses, that's something we've missed since he didn't have it.
Exactly. Pulisic was supposed to be that bridge, but Pulisic is too weak. I will call it weak. Not his fault. Not in terms of his weak man. No. I just feel he doesn't have the strength enough to just withhold defenders coming at you like Hazard had, you know, or even you could argue Raheem. Pulisic is very, you know, he's quick. His agility is very good, but you know, in and out, can he really tussle up a defender who's pulling him? Can he make that defender sit down? I don't really see that. So he will be an upgrade to Pulisic if we were to get him.
I agree with you.
Either side. And if we were to get that Dembele, so you've got Dembele on the right, Raheem Sterling on the left, you've more or less sorted out the wings have been sorted. And if you're going to what Lukaku's leaving and be getting another striker, it could be a totally different dynamic to what we've just had last season. So it's again, coach. It's neither here or there.
Mm-hmm.
It's neither here or it's there. We just have to pray that, you know, the season, the window blesses us in our favor. Yes, we have been late because of circumstances that are out of our hands. But I believe with the board we have, Marina's still there. She is very, very good at these negotiations. So I believe she'll put in her absolute best before she leaves us at the end of the window to make sure that we get the good signings that we need stability moving forward.
And I think the truth is, I think we're in a very, very, should I say, precarious situation or so. The truth is, most clubs, because this is business, and people can be mean when it comes to business, because most clubs are well aware that we're desperate. You get that? Yep, they're well aware that we're desperate. I know the case of what's the name, Sevilla is different because if they make any other mistake, I could see just kind of winding down his contract and leaving on a free, or just because the lesser the years he has on his contract, the lesser the money they get from him.
Yeah.
But other clubs, once we come to them, they're well aware that because we're desperate, really. We can't hide from that.
I think he'll be our first signing, Koundé. I think that deal has become too much of a deal that has been parked up for years. Like, you know, we failed to sign him last season. So I believe it's a deal that's been too much on the back burner for it not to go through. It has to go through. It's been heavily publicized over the past year now. Deals look like it's been agreed. I think I saw something yesterday that a deal around 80 million has been agreed. Maybe this week, you know, you can see some progress in terms of finalizing. But I mean, I think that deal is all but done. Just obviously, there's two transfer window beginnings. There's a British transfer window and there's a worldwide European transfer window. I believe nothing will get sorted until July. Right now, we are not even in the beginning of the English transfer window. I think it starts, what are we on, the 7th of June, 8th of June? So I believe
today is the 7th.
Yeah, 7th of June. So I believe between the 7th and the 9th of June, the transfer window opens for England. And then obviously players can then freely move without waiting for the transfer deadline to actually come. As opposed to July 1st is when all European leagues, including England, obviously will have their business open, in which, you know, players can move freely. So I don't believe anything I don't think anything's going to happen until July. But I believe the deal has been, especially with Dembele as well. I don't believe that deal won't be done until July. I believe everything, all verbal agreements, all of those stuff will be done now, or between now and July. But we ain't going to see, I don't think we're going to see any signings coming in till like July 5th at the least. That's just my opinion on how everything's gone.
Yeah, I'm going to go through the catch up with the chat, and I'll come back to you in a bit.
No problem. I'm just going to eat.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Now, again, we have 91 people watching, and we have just 32 likes. I know we can do better than that. Please, to support the channel, to support, to make us happy here, those on the panel, everybody, the mods, all you can do is just like the video. You don't even have to donate. Just like the video to help us reach more people, because the more you like the video, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered to push the stream to more people who'd be interested in this particular topic. So keep liking the video, share the stream on Twitter or whatever social media platform you are on, Facebook also, so that more people can join us and have the fun with us. And if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. And here again, as I'm reading now, please take a second to tell us where you're watching from. That helps us know how many people, how wide we're able to reach people. The most amazing platform. Let's show more love by subscribing, liking, and sharing this show. Good day to everyone from Ghana. Mustafa Uzairu, nice to see you here, brother. I appreciate you with that great comment there. Thank you very much. Good morning, Blues. Not 100% okay, but taking some medicine. But I am here listening. Sorry to hear that, Steve Chelsea. I hope you get better soon. And I will try to reach out to you at the moment I get a chance. Nice to see you. Steve, sorry. And sorry to hear that. Get well, brother. Says Tobago FC. Okay, again, I don't know what argument is for. Again, let me keep going. I'm going to skip that. And this is True Blue. Again, always nice to have True Blue around here. He says, again, talking about wingers who are going to play as 10s, saying that this player and that player is better than what we have. Again, we have every right to argue that, and you have every right to argue otherwise. But I get your point, and I think I'm going to talk about IBZ about that in a bit. But let me highlight this comment and catch up. Limitless, that was the name, and I love that, by the way, says, I would only take Jesus if we have players similar to Raheem that can develop. I get, maybe you need to elaborate so I understand what you mean, but I'll come back to that. Pep likes to keep a large squad, 25. I think we've talked about, I and IBZ agreed to that. That's why I'm reluctant to believe he'd be letting Gabriel Jesus and also Raheem Sterling leave at the same time. I don't really see that happening, but it remains to be seen. Let's find out. Again, says Chelsea linked with Gabriel Jesus. Yes, we'll talk about that too. Hello Blue says Ramsey, my brother. Nice to always see you around. I hope you're doing well. Good afternoon, bro. I hope you're doing a great. Smith David, my Indian brother. Actually, it would be good to have both Kalidou Koulibaly and Raheem Sterling if it will be possible. Good, put it that way. That's a big if. We're going to talk about it. Offered by his agent, most likely. Oh, okay, I think he's talking about Raheem Sterling. Again, Sterling, again, I like the way you spelled it. Coachila, tell us more about Kunde. They're saying he will be Chelsea player before the end of this month. There's a chance that happens, and I will highlight this. We'll talk about it in a bit. I am at an IHOP. You always like to make me hungry here, Phantom, and I really don't like that. You and I are going to get into a serious fight someday. But you know I'm kidding, brother. I love you so much. Gabriel Jesus incoming. Let's see if that happens, says Ronnie. 9, True Blue, do you live in the UK? Why are you trying to find out what people know? It's his private. He lives where he wants to. 3-1-4-2 lineup for next season. Let's see if that's also, if we get another striker, we don't play with wingers or strikers. We'll see. Good morning, bro. It's better for Chelsea to have Raheem Sterling for Cooley and more. Michael Arthur, you may need to explain better. Thought to like, says Phantom. Okay, congratulations. You get a high five for that. True Blue says it's 7th today. Try this Friday, the 10th. That's a hilarious way to put it. Harrison from Mozambique. Nice to see you here. And I think, yeah, it's pronounced Mozambique because I have a cousin who plays football there. And let me know if I got the pronunciation correctly. Some call it Mozambique, but I think it's Mozambique. Hi, Nick, Tobago and Lam. Thank you very much. Nice to see you here, True Blue. Good morning, Coachila. We need attackers that's willing to risk, willing to bury chances. I think burying chances isn't a matter of willingness. It's a matter of ability. And it's a matter of form, confidence, or sometimes all those factors combined together. Again, but I get your point. And nice to see you, Deals FC. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well, Nick Blue. And Namdi Okongu Nadalo, nice to see you again. Good morning from United States. Thank you, fellow American. Nice to see you. But the name is familiar because I'm from that tribe too. Nice to see you here, brother. Big up the chat. Big up to you too, Deals. Says good morning, Blue Morning, Sutran. Nice to see you on. Junior, I'm Ugandan. Good afternoon, guys. But may I know if Dembele is a done deal? Again, my advice to you is don't believe any deal is done until you see the player holding the shirt. And it's you also maybe until you see Marina put out a statement. That's when you know it's done. At this point, I would say no. It's again, I've argued against. I think was it declared that the Dembele pursuit is actually more completed than that of Yuskinde because there's a sign-on fee that goes with it. It comes on a higher wage, which means the club may well be trying to negotiate a lower wage for him. And all some you know. Plus, the club would want him definitely may be looking to be proactive in terms of his pass, so that they don't start having issues with sponsors who are from the Asian area of the world because of his the racist how do I phrase it, issues that he had with Antoine Griezmann. So the club must be proactive, and I think they talk about him and ask him whether he'd be willing to put out another apology or something like that. But I don't know. But I think the club will be proactive because it's a PR nightmare. Has it changed? I do believe it's changed. There is salvation after all. And that was, if you ask me, it was just an ignorant mistake. But that's by the way. Again, would Jesus be a good signing? I think he will be a good signing, but we'll talk about him later. Kunde is waiting for his official Chelsea debut. I don't know if that's the case, but I'm not going to believe it until it's official. If our current wingers were played correctly, then you can judge them. I think that may well be the right argument for that, and I trust you. Kochila, quick question, because Sterling won loads at City. Apart from the CPL, do you think he will still have hunger to play? The hunger will still be there. If that's not the case, why do we have what is called winning mentality? You want more. It's like money. The richer you get, the richer you want to become. It's hardly at the time you don't see people saying, "Okay, I've made enough money, I'm done." Only a few people do that, but it doesn't happen all the time. Again, we must make that argument. Says that we have a young winger similar to Raheem Sterling. Give me names so we can talk about them. That's why we're here. I am UK, and the window is Friday 10th. Okay. Coachila, I will come on soon, brother. I just bought my new headset. It's being delivered soon. Yes, I can't wait to have you on Deals. Thank you very much, and it just shows how much you love the club. Spending your money to buy equipment you're gonna use here. Big up, coach. Why help Man City offload their huge wage bill? Sterling seems like a Newcastle signing, in my opinion. Again, that is a brilliant comment. I do love it. Chelsea, the Kingslayer. Again, the wage bill has always, every time we talked about him, we've always talked about the wage bill because it's going to be huge. And there's no chance he'd be moving from Man City to Chelsea without looking for something bigger. I think that will be an issue too. Kochila, what's your thoughts on the three deal? Apparently, 3 will be on the new shirt next season. Again, it's all business. Show me the money, even if you punched me in the face before. Show me the money. I'll say, okay, let's go see a doctor. You pay for the bill. Again, it's all business. And these guys are all connected more than we think. No, they are. We, the fans, we'd like the club to lose them. But the club wants the money. So they show the club the money. The club says, okay, yeah, but please, maybe the club will say, please, don't do this again. But do I think that 3 deal will be good for business for them? I'd say no. But then again, show the money, except when there is competition, the club will decide to go to the other guys who hasn't, done us dirty, if you if you want to phrase it that way. I don't forget what 3 done us. Yeah, I don't forget. It's not easy to forget. We were on the ground and they were practically kicking at us. Thanks for reading my message, but Mount to stay in our squad. Oh, he's not going anywhere. You don't even need to bother about that. He's not going anywhere, even though some Chelsea fans don't like him. I think he stays. I think he's one of our best players, no matter how anybody wants to see it. Like the video, says Matthew Lee Benjamin. Please keep liking the video. And the more you like the video, the more people will reach. Who do you think more likely to leave out of Pulisic and Ziyech? I think Ziyech more likely, not because he's a bad player, because he'd feel disrespected the way Thomas Tuchel treated him. What am I talking about? I'm talking about that period during the season when he was in brilliant form. We see quite a lot of improvements in him. We see him, track back, win balls back, win aerial duels. We're seeing him create chances, score more goals, and boom, he just got dropped to the bench for no reason. He wasn't injured, he wasn't sick, and Tuchel didn't explain why. And we had other players who were poor, performing poorly, stay on for a long period of time, and I just don't know why. But that's, by the way, I'm going to come back to my guest here. IBZ, how are you doing, brother? I hope I haven't left you for too long.
No, you haven't. Just give me 5 minutes.
All right, go ahead, brother. I'll keep talking to the people in the chat, and then I'll come back to you when you have time. So again, as I'm talking with you, if you have time, drop in your question, and we'll try to address it. But before I continue, again, we have 123 people watching, and we have just 45 likes. Let's shoot for 100 likes at least in a few minutes. We can get there. If you're watching, no matter where you're watching from, please try to like the video. Again, where is that a delicious comment from Chelsea, the Kingslayer, regarding, I think it was regarding, helping Man City offload their wage bill, because I think that's what it is. Oh my, where is it? Where is it? I need to see. I really like that comment, Chelsea, the Kingslayer. I'm looking for it. But that comment really, it is delicious. It makes perfect sense, because the argument I've heard is this, that Man City are just trying to reduce their wage bill to be able to accommodate Erling Haaland, who we know hasn't come cheap, but they're saying he's joined them for an undisclosed fee. But again, that's absolute nonsense. They just don't want it to be public, because the truth is the fee they paid for Erling Haaland will most definitely be ridiculous. Let me say, not even ridiculous, it will be redonkulous. That's just the truth. So again, they're trying to balance things off, not to, not to come across as if they've been spending recklessly. But exactly, recklessly is what they've been doing, actually. Let me see here also. It says, have you heard Chelsea are interested in signing Gabriel Jesus? Yes, yeah, we will talk about that too. It says, Coachila, have you seen the recent news on Sangare and Bissouma? I haven't. If you can inbox me something on my tweet about that, we can talk about it, or you can just talk about it in the chat here. That's okay. We're all, we all educate each other on what's going on here. That's why the Blue Money Show, it's unique, it's interactive. Again, everybody, it's inclusive. I think that's one thing. I have to redo the intro, and not that, yeah, it is inclusive. Bro, do you have knowledge how much it will cost Chelsea to bring Koulibally to Stamford Bridge? Okay, I'll do a bit of research, but usually when you see what you see online isn't usually accurate, but it's usually close to what probably will be what the player will cost. Just give me a second and I'll look it up here. But then again, before I do that, you must remember the Napoli owner, he's a shrewd businessman in the sense that I think he doesn't go into any deal without gaining anything from it. He is that kind of a person, and he can be rude at times. Actually, let me see if I find how much Koulibally costs. Koulibally transfer market. Let me see. Where do I see that? I haven't seen it here. Again, sorry. But then again, like I said, you must understand the Napoli owner. He is a shrewd businessman. He doesn't lose when he goes into negotiations. Let me see it again. Okay, now by the way, Koulibaly's contract expires in 2023, June 30th, 2023, which means he has just 1 year left on his contract, and he's 30. And again, his transfer fee right now, where is it? Where is it? I'm looking for it. It's 38 million, which isn't bad. That's according to transfer market that US. Chances are, like I've said before, when we first talked about him, the truth is the Napoli owner, he's the most difficult club owners to deal with. I don't think
Yeah, I'm
Koulibally will
back now.
go. Yeah, okay. I don't think Koulibally will go on a cheap, but we'll get to talking to Koulibally. It's a good question there. And Sutran said Real Madrid are getting closer to signing Aurelien Tchouameni. Talks are progressing well with AS Monaco after verbal agreement. Yep. Thank you for that update. That's how we operate here. Updates do come from those in the chat also. Yeah, I think that one. I think we should start looking beyond him. But then again, this is football, and never say never until he's wearing the Real Madrid shirt. Anything can still happen. I'm still saying that, even though remember we're all taught that Kylian Mbappe was gonna become a Real Madrid player come next season, but that hasn't happened. He stayed at PSG, but let's see what happens. Sterling is a great player, but he now earns 300K per week. Can we take that on? And I've been looking forward to your comments again. That's why I looked for the other comments you made. Signing Raheem Sterling means we're helping them, reduce their wage bill, to help them accommodate Erling Haaland. So I'd say if that's the reason why they're trying to give him to us, and again, there's a commentary Blue made. We have similar players. All you have to do is just to play them in their preferred position and get the best out of them. But I do get your point. That's making me think otherwise. I don't think we should go for him if it's 300 on 300 a week right now. He's probably going to ask in around 350 or even near 400 a week, and I don't think he's that good. Coachila, look at your Instagram DM. Okay, I sent you a message on there. Okay, for the link, brother. Okay, I will look at it, bro. Stalin is he's a Werner. Again, he's a Hutchinson, the headquarter, but head office in each country they operate. Okay, I see that. Coachila, I'm making it, bro. I'm making it between one day. Nice to see you there. You go here, word. If they're no good for City, what are they doing at Chelsea? It's not that they're no good for Chelsea, but I think Manchester City's priority at this point that you can say is to get Erling Haaland firing on all cylinders, and just no to have him in the squad, and they need to make way in terms of the wage bill so they don't go overboard at certain point. And that's the way I see it. Just get Martinez and give them a Lukaku. Yeah, it sounds easy. I don't think they're gonna let Martinez go. They actually need.
That sounds so nice.
Yeah, it sounds easy, but it's not gonna happen. Big Coachila, happy blue afternoon to everyone in the comments. Nice to see you here, brother. My brother DJ. So Chelsea could sign Gabriel Jesus for 50 million euros. Let's see if that happens. But how much does he earn? Is his current wage? Let me ask you this quickly, LBZ. Your thoughts on that delicious comment from Chelsea, the Kingslayer? He asked the question, why are we helping Man City offload their wage bill, reduce their wage bill? Because if that's the case, we're taking their problem and we're adding it to our own problem.
Yeah, that's a very valid question. Why would we
Yeah.
take out someone else's wage bill and add it to our own?
Mhm.
Well, it's normal, and at the end of the day, not everybody is in the same situation as everybody else. Another man's problem is another man's gain. You know what I'm trying to say? Raheem Sterling's what's the word? Demise at Man City could be the success at Chelsea. That's just the part and parcel of it. Obviously, what he's earning at Man City will have to be mirrored, if not a little bit slight better than what he's earning or what he will earn wherever he goes. Meaning, if he's on 300k a week, he's gonna have to take 300k, 350.
Yeah,
That's gonna
exactly.
be
It should be around. It should
that's
will
gonna be a
definitely be more than
Mazzolini.
350.
That's gonna be a madness.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, the wage. His wages. So when he's not out of contract, he's out of contract in summer 2023. So we're talking about, say, 60, 70 million pounds plus 250 to 300k a week for the next 4 years. 4 years, because it will be like a 4-year deal. It won't be a straight 5-year deal. I doubt it'll be a 5-year deal. So we're looking at, that seems. It seems we can afford it. Our owners can afford it. I'm not saying we can't afford it. I believe we can afford it. Does it make sense? That's the question.
It doesn't.
Does it make financial sense? Exactly. That's the questions that obviously our owners will need to discuss. Because we don't want to just make signings for the sake of signing. Because once we sign, there are players, and we don't want to. I've been supporting this club since I was 7. We see when we sign players and we can't offload. That's a big problem. Look at the problem we have now with Romelu. We signed Romelu last season as the missing jigsaw to our piece. What's happened 12 months later? We're talking about meeting lawyers if it's feasible for him to be gone on loan because the selling party that we sold to us last year can't afford him. We don't want to be in a situation like that again. So what we need to do, we have to be very, very, very careful of who we go for. I won't go for. I will take Sterling. Sterling better as everyone else we have. But is it feasible? Is it feasible enough? Does it make financial sense to buy 60, 70 million pound, 27-year-old player for the next 4 years, paying 350 bags a week? It don't make no sense. I'd rather go for a cheaper, a younger alternative. You know what I'm trying to say? But I'll take Sterling. But it doesn't make financial sense when you're looking at
it doesn't. It doesn't. And that's especially true when the new owners are profits focused. They're not like Roman, who's it's more like fun for him. He could care less whether at some point, but that changed later if you ask me. But at some point, it just seemed as if he could care less whether he makes some gain or not. But that most definitely we must face the new reality that has changed. And Todd Boehly has, clearly stated they're not gonna spend recklessly. They're gonna work with numbers.
Exactly.
And now here's where the Raheem Sterling pursuit will compound issues for us. We're planning on giving Reece James a new deal. We're planning on giving what's his name, even Golo Kante, even if it's 1 year, a new deal. We're planning a new deal for Mason Mount, who again, I think let's say just those 3. And Raheem Sterling comes in, even if it's 300. Let's say even if I agree to stay at 300, but most definitely it's going to be up to 350. You start paying him 350, and then when you are negotiating with Mason Mount, you'd start telling him we're going to pay you 200, 250. It's never going to work. So that's why I think let's just forget it. He said if by any miracle he accepts to take a wage cut, if that doesn't happen, it's never going to happen. So again, I want to thank Chelsea the Kingslayer for asking that question, because that's why we're here. That's why it's called, the channel is called Chelsea Perspective. We like really to see things from the perspective of the club and come to a sensible conclusion. And for the case of Raheem Sterling, the sensible conclusion here is that it doesn't make business sense. It doesn't make financial sense. And I don't think the club would risk it, because the moment you do that, it will shatter the club's wage structure, which is everywhere right now, because Callum Hudson-Odoi earns twice as much as most of the players, even some of the senior players. Eduardo Mendy is he's not earning up to 100K. You get my point, LBZ. Why Callum Hudson-Odoi is at 120. So I think it's a huge problem. I don't think the club...
That Callum Hudson-Odoi one, that annoys me. When I see the likes of Bukayo Saka, at Arsenal putting in the shift, rightfully needs to be earning 250K a week, 100, 200K. Then I see my boy Callum Hudson-Odoi. What are you bringing to the table? Now that was just to feed off the approach from Bayern Munich. That was all it was there for. It wasn't because this guy has got potential to be what have you. It's not like he wasn't breaking the season. He wasn't killing the league. He wasn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't doing the most. It was just to fend off Bayern Munich's interest in taking our product and making it into a bad boy product. And that's what Chelsea were fearful of. And I believe Bayern Munich would have accomplished that. But obviously now we got a player now who's on 120k a week. He's never going to take a pay cut. He's going to have to be on that deal for the rest of his contract, because I don't see how he's going to get that up. So again, if you're going to offer Sterling, if you're going to get Sterling's a look, hey, look at what your guys are earning. We have to look at that. We've got Mason Mount. Look, we need to tie Mason Mount down. We need to tie Reece James down. These guys need to be here for the next 15 years. They can't leave Chelsea Football Club for anywhere. So obviously, if you're looking at that, they're going to be looking like, oh, if you want us to tie us down to long-term deals and you want us to be here for the long term, we're going to have something there that's going to tie us down for long term. So you're talking about loyalty bonuses now. Every year, they might have to have an increase of, let's say, 5 to 10% of a loyalty bonus, a salary increase every year. You know, so it's very tricky, Sterling. Again,
it is. I think it's a no-go. It's a no for me.
Yeah,
I don't think it makes sense.
If you realistically want to pull it on the table and say, yo, are we going to get Raheem Sterling? No. Why? Because I believe that the wage is just too high. Obviously, it makes sense for him to come back to London. You know, you're back home. You're on the ends. You know, it's all good. But
he's a London boy.
He's a London boy. Yeah, he's a London boy. Obviously, he came from Jamaica, came here to London, grew up in London. Obviously, QPR, if I'm not mistaken, QPR was his club, and Liverpool bought him to their academy, and the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah.
So
Let me go.
Coming back.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry. No, sorry. You can go back.
Okay, I was going to say, let me go through the chat, and I'll come back to you, and I'll go check the message my brother there sent me to Instagram. So maybe it's something we need to share here. Big up my Chelsea family. I hope everyone is in the best of health. My brother from Jamaica. Again, your first name is, I'm really scared to pronounce it so I don't butcher it. Ebanks, nice to see you, brother. Always nice to see you here. I think Lukaku has a secret relationship with Martinez. You talk about, go and discuss it with him. Just leave me out of it. I don't want to talk about it. Greetings, everyone. Thank you very much for saying that. Big up Coachila and Panel, says the queen of the house. Again, we have 126 plus people watching, but we have just 53 likes. Come on, people. Keep liking the video. Keep liking the video. The more we like the video, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and more people will get to join us on the show, and it will be more fun. So please keep liking the video. Hey, everyone in the chat, again, says Sterling won't be a bad signing. His experience, tested and trusted both in the club and the national team. My only concern is his wage. Yep, that will cause us a whole lot of problems. Yep, again, let me see anything on morning. This is just people saying hello to each other here. Let me try and catch up quickly before I'm far too behind. Can the possibility of a swap deal for Kane and Lukaku be explored? Don't even just waste your time there. It's never going to happen. They know that Kane is a much better player. They'd rather have them both than even. I don't think that will happen. I don't see that happen. Except if you want to go for Bagwine, they will say take him because they already want to do away with him. And Juventus are more than confident on Paul Pogba deal. Final details. I'm not surprised. I think he wants to go back there, but his preference would have been Real Madrid. That was often talked about then when Zinedine Zidane was a Real Madrid coach. But probably maybe they don't trust him in terms of his behavior or something. I don't know. Or his wage, I don't know. Or maybe they don't see him. Carlo doesn't want him because if they want him, I think he'd go there in a heartbeat because he's always talked about joining them. Dembele, Gabriel Jesus, and Pulisic up from would be deadly. Up front would be deadly. I don't think we can have them all. One has to make way for the other. But then again, we don't see the possibility of Lukaku joining what's his name? Sterling joining us. Kane is not ever going to come to Chelsea. Conte wants a front three of Kane, Lukaku, Son. Exactly. It's never going to happen. It is never going to happen. But again, one thing that makes me laugh. Sorry, go ahead. You were going to say something, brother.
Sorry to cut you off. There
Go
are
ahead,
some
no worries.
deals. There are some deals that teams do not do business with the other party ever. There are some teams that don't do business with each other just because of, and that's Chelsea, Tottenham. They do
Mm-hmm.
not do business.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool, Manchester United. They do not do business. Unless in rare occasion you see Manchester City, Manchester United. They do not do business. Carlton Cole. There was a bid that came in for Carlton Cole many years ago. This was before he made that move to West Ham, and Tottenham came in for him, and he wanted to go. He didn't mind. Obviously, Tottenham, is a better opportunity for him to get first in football, and
Mm-hmm.
they categorically denied it. Roman Abramovich called him to the office and said, "What are you doing? Where you go? Where do you think you're going? We don't do business with Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur is a no-go. So Harry Kane to Spurs, you have more chance of being a millionaire, my brother. You know what I'm trying to
Here's
say
the thing
to
I want
you?
to ask you. Here's what I want to ask you before we move ahead. The question I have for you is this. Now, if you were part of the Chelsea, board, wouldn't Lukaku's case be an exception? Because here's again, that's one part of what the question I want to
What?
ask you. And then the other question is this. The other question is this. We've been if really the problem is the Premier League and not the system. This is just all, we're just being objective here. Then why are we concerned that if he goes to Spurs, that he'd be firing and hustling that? Say, no, don't help them do well.
You don't sell to
What changes?
Spurs. You don't sell to Spurs. You just don't do business. I don't understand. You don't sell to Spurs, innit? Like they can we can sell we can sell to another team and then you go get that player that we sold to. That's not our business. But to say Daniel Levy or anyone in charge of transfer negotiations is going to sit down in a room with Chelsea board and discuss. But no. We don't want another Sol Campbell Arsenal. We don't want another. You know what I mean? No. I don't know how to expand that for you, but no, we're not seeing it. I would understand if player fans want to see Kane here. Obviously, it's Harry Kane, but nah, bro, that's not gonna happen. He has more chance to go. They will rather sell to City. They'll rather sell to Manchester United. They'll rather sell to maybe even Liverpool, but they will not sell to Chelsea. It's just a London thing. It's a London rivalry. It's just like, yo, what you doing, mate? you're not coming in.
Yeah. What I'm learning is this. Maybe I haven't learned much about the rivalry. What I'm learning is this. Maybe we're willing even to take a huge L, even would not mind it as long as we then sell Lukaku to Spurs. But I get it. I understand now. Here says let's go get Jesus from City. Drop Lukaku back in Congo. Again, that's my brother, Lionel Joel. Lionel Joel also is a content creator. He covers football overall, but most especially he covers Chelsea Football Club news and, events. So if you want, please, if you have time, go check out Lionel Joel YouTube channel. First, if you want to watch one of his videos, and believe me, find one of its videos where he asks Chelsea not to sign Romelu Lukaku. I think you'd love him, and do subscribe to the channel when you do that. Again, it says, this is just people saying, hi, I'm going to try and catch up, so I'll go back to the panel. We have quite a lot to talk about today. I don't want to say too much. I don't see Lukaku going to Spurs. You misspelled it. Spell it as Spurs so they don't butcher you in squad. He should be wise enough to know that Conte can leave at any time and he will be stuck there again. But I don't think he sees it like that. His priority right now is just to get a chance to play, or maybe show Chelsea I'm still good. It was your fault, not mine. Again, can we stop destroying Cho? He needs to stay fit. He was the first player in England to suffer. Again, he needs to stay. We're not destroying him. We're just talking from what we've seen before. But is he a good player? He has potential. But we had to talk about him regarding the wages. Smash the like button, says the queen of the house. And please keep liking the video. Why are we still at 58 likes? Why we have 122 people watching? We can do better than that. Please keep liking the video. The more you like the video, the more people we can reach. And if you haven't, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Lukaku, Neymar swap. Yeah, right. And then Neymar comes. You think Neymar will make it in England? I don't think it will be that simple. He isn't coming to Chelsea. Yep, it's that simple. Chelsea have done a business with sports in the past. What about Mickey Hazard and Glenn Hoddle? You could argue that was then. I think I've heard somebody like I think my friend Staff has talked about it when he was still coming on. When I was still talking with him when we're still close. Let me phrase it that way. Staff has talked about it. Who else? I think Bobby. I think Nick Blue, or I think also DJ Sav. But that era is gone. I think the relationship has gotten worse over time. So it's even, especially when we, stole Willian under their noses. But that's, by the way, Roman didn't deal with Tottenham. You don't know if Todd Boehly will have the same views. That's a chance that may well lead to the relationship being fixed. Again, it's business after all. Been said 100 times, there's a hatred on and off the pitch between Spurs and Chelsea. I'm surprised you spelled it correct that way today. Again, let me see anything else to address here. Tottenham will finish above Chelsea next season. Let's see what happens. Again, we'll see. There's a chance that happens, but we'll see. Good evening, True Blue and White Hat Lane. Liam and the Queen are just Viola. Yes, the Queen is just Viola. Who decided it's the Premier League? Lukaku did fine at West Brom. No, most people are saying he can't do well in the Premier League because there's no space. That's just the argument. You get my point. He had other issues, but that's what I'm saying. That puts to bed that argument that he cannot do well in the Premier League. Can I get a mod now? No, I'm a bit scared of you after this comment here. Let's keep watching. So I'll follow you again.
Coach, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes.
All right, no problem, bro. Take all the time you need. We're looking at the wrong people, in my view. We needed to look into positions. We needed two center backs, Koundé, Koulibally, Dembele. Okay, a left wing again, Cucurella, and bring them back, Gilman back to Chelsea. Thanks again. That's a suggestion that sounds good, but it remains to be seen what Thomas Tuchel wants to do. And the case of Billy Gilmore is actually, it's not as simple as it seems. Billy Gilmore has just 1 year left on his contract. And I don't think he'd be willing to come back to Chelsea and stay for the rest of for next season if it's not guaranteed game time. I'm not going to say starting place because I know by now he understands we're talking about Chelsea Football Club. At least the team will be rotated and he'd get a chance to play enough games to be ready for the World Cup. But here's the thing. Now, he'd ask the club. He's in a very, very good position in terms of negotiating with the club. He'd say, okay, I need guarantees. Because the club will be looking to extend his contract because he has just 1 year left on his contract. I need guarantees that I'm going to get game time. If not, I'm leaving. And the club will have no option than to sell him. That's why I'm really concerned. And I got pissed when I found out that he has just 1 year on his contract and the club hasn't really done anything. I'm just talking about him because he was part of your comment there. And Fadama Mayano says, what's wrong with Koundé's deal? I don't think anything is wrong. Again, the window isn't even open yet. Wait until Friday, like True Blue says. It isn't open yet. And Friday, what windows are? I forgot the dates. I have a lot on my head right now. One of them opens on the 1st. The other opens on the 10th. I think the English one opens first. And then the international window, global window, or the European window opens on the on the 1st of next month, where the other one opens on the 10th. I'm not sure. So I'll be careful not to mix up the dates and misinform you. I don't want to do that. So the Koundé deal, there's nothing wrong with it. I think everything is progressing. Again, you remember, none of these things is as simple as it sounds on paper. Cho was offered what he was based on what academy coaches thought. That's the truth. But then again, it's created a problem for us. Yes, Mickey Hazard was a different story because we had a Glenn Hoddle. Okay, thank you very much for that education. I prefer Christopher than Dembele. You're talking about Nkunku and Deslayi Fofana. And yet we can have them both, actually. They both play in different positions. Again, quite a lot of comments to catch up with. Cho is our next Hazard. Let's see that happen. We've heard that for a billion years. Let's see that happens. Jose Mourinho wants to continue his project with AS Roma despite PSG links. He's focused on AS Roma, so Jose not planning to change as of today. Yeah, as of today, it's a very good way to complete that comment, because the truth overall is money talks. I think if you show Jose the money, he leaves one time. We've seen that happen before. He did as well as he did. I think Tom Milan winning, I think it was quadruple. And then the moment Real Madrid came calling, he left. It's all about the money. Show the man the money, and he will listen to what you have to say. That's just the truth. Since Chelsea have to sign Gabriel Jesus, he's a proven goal scorer in the Premier League. That's no guarantee. Here's the one thing we failed to put into consideration. We all know we have good attackers in our team. We have Christian Pulisic. We have Hakim Ziyech, who again, a few others, name them. We know how good they can be on a very good day. But look at what's happening. They're not quite what the players, the manager wants. So he keeps using them in the wrong position. So again, why am I saying this? There's no guarantee a player is going to perform the way, like they've done in their previous club when they join your club, because the managers approach games differently. There's a chance when he comes to Chelsea, things will be difficult for him. But do I feel like he's going to be a perfect fit to the way Thomas Tuchel wants to play? Because he's a hybrid number 9. I think that may well work. Says, Coach, I DM. Okay, let me send you the link. I also saw something, but because my system is my computer with the new equipment I added to it. It's costing me a lot of problems, but I'm going to try to share what my other brother Deals shared with me. Huddle joins us from where he was player manager. Okay, now I understand. Send a link, Coach. I'll send that to you in a bit, brother. So I'm going to skip quite a lot, so I'm all caught up here. Says, I agree, Cho should go alone. He's a quality regardless. Again, I don't think Thomas Tuchel will let him go for selfish reasons. He might want to keep him, but it remains to be seen if he wants to see. But I hope he gets the chance to show what he can do, because at one time, I think towards the start of this past season, he started as one of the 8s, and he was brilliant in that game. He did quite well. Don't tell me we have to wait till July to get our new signings done. And of course, send a Lukaku back. Queen, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how that works really, but I think we can complete the signing of players and still, Friday, the window opens. And then tell us, Liam, are we going to be able to announce players on Friday if we've completed signing them? I think yes. I think that's yes. No, I'm talking about the international window. Oh, I don't know much about that. Smith David says, think about this Sterling on the left, Dembele on the right. OMG, the pace going forward will be dangerous. Timo Werner up front. Again, here's one thing you have to understand. If we're playing 3 at the back, then the wingers that traditionally play on the flanks, they're a bit inverted, if you want to say it that way. They're bit in the middle, in the central section, because they play as number 8 or number 10, depending on how you want to see it. So again, so why are we really going for wingers? So that's a question to be answered for another day. With that, I want to bring in LSC to the conversation. LSC, just to bring you up to par, your thoughts on who we're talking about, Raheem Sterling. And again, we talked about his wages. He's on 300K a week right now. And I agreed with LBZ that that's a huge problem because it will shatter our wage structure, or maybe add to the wage issues. And we soon will be negotiating with players, to give them new contracts. We were thinking that's probably going to cause a whole lot of problem, because there's no how you give Raheem Sterling 350 and try to keep Mason Mount at 200 for probably a duration of 5 years or 4 years. I don't think he'd like that. Or Rhys James, the same thing. Your thoughts, LSG?
Yeah, I thought the link to Raheem Sterling was more of a rumor. Is this on our radar? Are we still looking to sign him up?
It's saying, let me show you what we have here. This it may well be rumors. Again, But again, if you look at the situation now, you think it is true, and there's a chance it's his agent that's pushing this narrative just to push Man City to to hasten up and give him a new contract. Look at what we have on the screen here. It says Raheem Sterling has reportedly been offered to Chelsea this summer. There's a chance it's all nonsense because the agents, they have connections with this with such media, you can say media superstars such as Simon Phillips and others. They use them to push the narratives that can help
If he's
their
going to, I get your
candidates.
point. If he ever has any interest of coming to Chelsea, because he's coming to Chelsea, I'm indifferent to it. All right, I know what he's done in the Premier League, and I know his flaws as well. But no matter the situation, it's going to be significant. It's going to be a significant improvement on Timo Werner. So,
but at what cost?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, the wages. I think he's currently on like 300 grand a week at City. So if he ever has the intention of coming to this club, then he must forget about that wage. He must have a pay cut. All right, he must take a pay cut to come in here. If he wants to maintain that pay, I don't know. There are only a few clubs that can pay that amount of money. Maybe he will go to Man United, PSG. I don't see any other club paying that amount of money for Sterling. All right. So if we need him, that's fine. All right. But that wage, nobody warrants that wage at Chelsea. With the current output, with the level of production coming out from this team, nobody warrants that amount of money. Talk less of a snake, all right, that came for one season and is already earning that kind of amount of money. Yeah, why won't he be walking around like a superstar? Yeah, so nobody deserves that amount of money on their current form at Chelsea Football Club. No one, nobody. All right, so we have to manage expectations in terms of the kind of player profile we are looking at. Look at the time now, today is already 7th. All right, I said something on this trend. People were saying, "Oh, we're waiting for this, the sale to be completed." Understand? We wanted a new owner. Here we are. Here we are. Nothing is still done. 7 days. Other clubs that didn't have any issues whatsoever, even before the transfer window opened, they're already in the bank. They already have their players sorted, and they are still going back to the market.
Here's the thing, LSC. If I can comment, go ahead. But go ahead when you're done. I'll comment.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Well, no. What I wanted to say, here's the thing. The fact is this: I'm not going to blame anybody yet. I'm not going to complain yet. There's a chance, and there is actually it's certain for certain they are doing something behind the scenes we don't know. Why is the case? Then people will ask, okay, why do we know so much about the case of Ousmane Dembele and Jules Koundé? Those there were defining, you can say, defining factors that helped us come to the conclusions that we're going for these players. The case of Dembele, because he's leaving, he will definitely leave Barcelona, and the likelihood of him coming to us is, is 100%. Why? 100% plus, if you want to put it that way, because of Thomas Tuchel, because he had the form of his life under Thomas Tuchel, and he has said no to PSG. Or PSG has pulled out. Whatever it is, that helps us come to the conclusions. Yeah, the most likely destination is Chelsea Football Club. And the way Thomas Tuchel has spoke about him when asked about the player, we're able to come to the conclusions, okay, this player will most likely come to Chelsea. In the case of Jules Koundé, we started talking to him last summer, but the deal fell through for reasons we all know. So, and the player was seen in London, and he's made it clear that he wanted to join us. So for those two, there are factors, that helped us come to the conclusions. These two guys are coming to us. We don't know all the things they're doing behind the scenes. I cannot complain right now. And remember, we were under restrictions. We weren't allowed to talk to players, get them to put pen to paper. So we must consider that. So that's why I'm not going to join. I'm not going to complain right now.
We are allowed to speak to them, all right? We are allowed to speak to them, all right? So if you understand that this is the only window you've got, this is the only opportunity you have, all right? Okay, in terms of the transfer window, why don't you make that period of speaking to the player meaningful, all right? There are ways you speak to a player, there are ways you speak to people. It's almost like the deal is done, all right? They can speak to a player with, with confidence, all right? With assurances. And they are not going to stray from it. They will have to wait for you. All right. So that's one part. Okay. The second part, in terms of because we are waiting for new ownership and all of that, right? Okay, we can wait for new owners. That's fair. That's fine. Okay. But when you start looking at the projection, because this is Chelsea Football Club, it doesn't matter who the player is. We always know. All right. But when you start looking at the projections, so start looking at, these are the players one, this is that, speculation FC, it gets on my nerves. All right. And now you have a situation where we are even having an issue of our own player being linked with a rival that we just lost 2 finals to. Yeah. We're not having, to even, discuss the possibility of Christian Pulisic going to our rival, Liverpool. We know he's going to cook over there. All right. If the legacy, the very first thing that the Todd Boehly group is going to do is sell Pulisic that we know has potentials, okay, to our rival that also have an American ownership, that's a slap in the face.
That's never going to happen. We all know that already.
The speculation is there.
I understand what my brother is saying, Coach. I get his frustration there. I get the frustration.
Yeah, we shouldn't even have to discuss that at all. All right. And now we have this, the current issue. Let's listen here, because I've been checking the Chelsea website. I've not seen the club personnel and the management page because I think they took it off the page the moment the sale went through. Maybe they are waiting to bring in a new board member on the page or whatever, all right, before some of these things start coming to fruition.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to wait and, keep.
Let me ask you this. I'll come to you, LVZ. Rodrigo, why LS, he raised a great point, but the truth is we can't stop speculations from happening.
Yeah, exactly.
You get that? It's annoying that it's happening, but it's not something we can stop. Liverpool and club, they've always wanted Christian Pulisic. That's going to happen. But will Christian Pulisic go to Liverpool? Todd Boehly, if he does that, then you'll be asking the question, how did he become a billionaire? He didn't become a billionaire by being stupid.
Exactly.
He became a billionaire because he's a smart man, first of all. 2, and LSE did mention it clearly, to fellow Americans who are also businessmen. And we're talking about a guy who's profit-focused. Although the profit doesn't come directly to him, he goes to Nike, who is our shirt sponsors, but he understands Christian Pulisic is huge for Chelsea in the US market.
Especially in a World Cup year.
Exactly. And Christian Pulisic isn't a bad player. He's just been quite unlucky with injuries. He's come up for us big in big games against Liverpool, against Arsenal, against Real Madrid. Just look at those. He's just been, but that's, by the way, what I want to ask you really, are you concerned or are you confident that the club is doing something behind the scenes? Because I think that's mainly LSG's concern. He's not seeing, he thinks we should know everything, but let me explain this thing. That's a chance the moment Boehly took over, and he must have heard how leaky the press that are linked, how things leak quickly from Chelsea Football Club. They may have had a meeting and said, look, if anything goes out here, you're losing your job. Things might have changed. Because the truth is, as for Chelsea transfer, at this point, we don't know too much. But go ahead, let me know if you're concerned or if you have confidence.
For me, actually, to back your point, I think, obviously, when the new owners come in, obviously, maybe they'll try to stop any link going to the media, because if he goes out there, maybe the prices might change, since everyone knows that Chelsea's got new owners. I don't know. Maybe, it might affect negotiation. I'm not really concerned. I'll be concerned if we're in August and I'm not seeing any signing. Yeah, then I'll be concerned. But right now, I'm calm. I'm just waiting till the window open. And I know for a fact we will sign players that we most of the players that we need for the squad. Yeah, I want to touch on Sterling though.
Go ahead, quickly. Go ahead, because we're going to move ahead after you speak on him. We're going to move to the next topic. But I want LBC also to let me know if it's concerned or if it's confidence. But go ahead, Rodrigo.
Yeah, just one quick thing. My only concern with Sterling is, does he see Chelsea as a step down? Has he achieved everything in Man City? Because if he comes to us thinking he's a big guy, I'm questioning his motivation.
He can't. He hasn't won the Champions League.
Well, see, on paper, I think City are closer to winning the Champions League than us, but it was not played on paper, is it? Yeah, that's my only concern is his motivation. Is he hungry still, or does he have anything to prove in this league? Because I think he's done it all.
And do we actually have to trust the nonsense there that they're trying to give? I don't think it's true. And one thing I and what's his name? And one thing I and LBZ when it was just two of us on the panel agreed is Pep likes to keep a large squad. Yeah, a very large squad, and I think Koulibally also confirmed that in the stream. I don't think they'd let him go. But go ahead, let me bring in LBZ so we'll move on to the next topic.
That was the only thing I wanted to mention is motivation. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for that. So LBC, tell me quickly. Are you concerned? Or are you confident that the everything in terms of transfers will be fine?
Oh yeah, I'm not. Again, like I said earlier on, we have there's the window. I don't think the window for England has officially opened.
It hasn't. No, it hasn't.
So right now it's still speculation here and there. I'm not worried. July 1st, July 2nd, that's when Europe opens or the world opens its transfer windows as well. So, you know, we have a long time yet before we can even begin to start getting worried. Especially if we're being linked with players now. We've been linked with, let's say, 5-6 players already now, and we're not even in. This was even before today. So this was from the season ended. So work will be done. I still believe in Marina. Marina's upstairs. She doesn't play in the office. She doesn't just sit there in the office on her phone. She just makes deals done. Pulisic to Liverpool. I believe that's a marketing strategy by Liverpool. Liverpool's new owners, Americans, getting an American star boy to Liverpool will just astronomically help that team in terms of landscape in that part of the world. They've got LeBron James connection as well, so you can only imagine the lucrative marketing energy that will surround that situation. So that's why I wouldn't want to sell. We have American owners as well, and when I was reading a little brief last month, Todd Boehly sees that Chelsea hasn't got a market. Well, we don't have a market in America in which he would like to tap into, and the best player to funnel that energy to the American market is none other than the men's national team and Christian Pulisic. And I don't think Todd Boehly, an American himself, seeing an American prized asset in his club, will say, yeah, I'm going to sell to my American rival, the FSGs. If they're going to do that, they're going to spend stupid money, because Pulisic is not old. He's still got years ahead of him. So if he goes to Chelsea, if he goes to Liverpool, which I don't see happening, we're talking about 100 million. We're talking about a lot of money. So I'd say 100 million. Not because of that's his ability, but that would just be what you would need to sign for him based on what the whole package is. So in terms of being concerned for what Chelsea will bring in, no, we're still early doors. In terms of him going to Liverpool, I don't see Todd Boehly doing that. I don't see, like you said earlier, how did he become a billionaire? He's not a billionaire by being stupid, but being a smart businessman. So looking at an American prized asset, we're talking about an American prized asset. That is not just going to be funneled out easily because a player has just been sold by Liverpool in the name of Sadio Mane and they're looking for a replacement. And again, I listen to Liverpool fans as well, and they're actually not just respecting Christian Pulisic's name. They don't want him. They don't want him. They see it as an equivalent to when we signed him to replace Hazard. they don't see he can make the step to replace Sadio Mane. I believe different. If he was to go, and I hope not, if he was to make that move to Anfield and Klopp gets a hold of him and Klopp molds him, it'll be really scary hours. It's not something we want to see, especially where we've heard that Klopp's training is very, very good, and in terms of making players, players don't really get injured as much. His fitness rate is brilliant. So yeah, I don't want to see it. No, we don't want to see what Christian Pulisic in Liverpool red. No way. No way.
Because if I can just come in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like the last speaker just said, right? The Liverpool fans want him, but they are not the one in charge. All right. I've never seen, since I've been watching Klopp, all right, I've never seen him smile as an opposition player, that rip his defense apart with the way he did with Pulisic. Yeah. You saw when Pulisic danced around his defense. He was smiling. Instead of him to be like, mourning or whatever, he was smiling. He knows, what kind of player Pulisic is. All right. Now, you also mentioned Marina. Listen, I've lost all confidence, in that lady. Okay, she doesn't want, all right, she's stuck with Lukaku right now. She doesn't want Lukaku to be, a legacy because he's leaving in August, all right? But let's not forget something. Pulisic got 2 years left on his contract, okay? So it's either this is the, because if they want to bring money into the issue, all right? If money is involved here, then they have to consider 2 years or 1 year left. What do you want? What chance do we have of making more money on his sale? So
again, he's still young. He can still improve. But
if he's got 2 years left, he's going to command a higher transfer a transfer fee, compared to, he might even decide to run out his contract. You see what I'm saying? His father made a statement. He said, the sad thing, I quote, he said, the sad thing is that Pulisic love this club so much. All right? That's his father making that statement. The sad thing is he loved this club so much, unquote. All right? So what does that tell you? Okay? So if we decide to follow the money and decide to, we want to balance the book, we want to do this and that, and decide to, give him to Liverpool, they are going to get him. They are going to get him, if that's the way they want to reason the issue, on
a Premier League rival, my brother. A Premier League rival.
That will be especially Liverpool. Here's the thing. It's not going to happen. I think it will be sorted out. I think it's a serious warning. I think the truth is Liverpool don't really want him solely because of his footballing abilities. They understand what else he brings outside the pitch, or off the pitch. And Christian Pulisic knows his worth. He's going to give us time. And like LSC mentioned, he has just 2 years left on his contract, and next year he will be 1 left. And at that time, negotiation, that is, he will be on a very, very comfortable negotiating corner, telling Chelsea, here's when I want it, and here's how I don't want it.
This season coming up is crucial for him, all right? All right, because this is where he's going to have all his cards. If Tuchel decide not to use him again, all right, then they will have an ass to grind. So that's how I view it. Let's be realistic. He's going to hold out. Okay, the best thing that can happen now is if the Todd Boehly group, if they can make him renew his contract right now that he's still 2 years left. All right. If he's not leaving, then renew his contract, improve his contract and renew it. That way he's secure.
And again, I don't blame the manager entirely for how much game he played, because injuries then allow him to continue. Even when he was on form, he'd come in every now and then, get injured, and I think he understands that. That's probably why he's not. You don't see him. He's not that angry about it.
Yeah, I read his comment on playing time on the season. You could even see he's most frustrated with himself with the injuries and all that.
Yeah, he understands that. Yeah. So, but that's fine. I'm going to catch up with the chat.
Any person with some common sense, all right, you know that he should be more frustrated with himself. Or I'm just going to say this last thing on this issue, all right. For those people that are Pulisic fans, the proponents of Pulisic and whatnot, all right, I'm not, I'm not one of them. I don't have a favorite in the club, all right? That's what I'm saying. So for any of the proponents, those people that are propping him up, if you want to start, analyzing your grievances, all right, please include his injury time, all right? Include the time that he's been out of injury. Instead of saying, oh, he only played 13 games this last season, or you have to include how many days he was off injury, all right? Otherwise, it will not be fair on our club and on Tuchel.
Yeah. Before I go to the chat, please, we have 103 people watching, but just 73 likes. So come on, we can do better than that. If you haven't, please take a second to like the video. It doesn't cost anything and it's free. Show some love to the channel. Show you love Chelsea Football Club. Show you are happy that we've come through one of the worst periods in our beloved club history, and we're here, and probably we're better and stronger. Just like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That will go a long way. Here, my brother Mikhail says, international transfer market will not open till July 1st. Yes, okay, thank you. The domestic transfer will open on June 10th. That's 3 days from now. But the silly season is well on the way. Yeah, I get it. Thank you very much for that comment there. Just Viola, you should know Tobago is class. Yes, Tobago is class indeed. He's a good person. Good morning, all blues. Blue morning to you, and all blue. Yep, I love that. We did have a license for contractual issues until we didn't have a license for contractual issues until a week ago. Players went on international teams the day before the new license. I wish people, including LSC, would get a real. And again, I think I get his points here. Clubs are usually reluctant to finalize deals while players are on international duties. Why? Because a player you complete a signing, go on international duty, break an arm, break a leg, and then they will come back to you like that. It's not the business of the club that sold them to you. You know, that happened. So sometimes clubs are usually, cautious about that. You go here, what's that? He became a billionaire because he's a smart man, not a truer word than this. Yep, we have to know that. Hit the like button, people, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Says my brother from Madiba land. Always nice to have you here. I'm going to skip quite a few of the comments. Come on, people, like the stream and subscribe to the channel. Says the Queen. You better do what the Queen says, please. I don't understand why our fans don't rate Pulisic. To be honest, besides his misses, what else do we have against him? His work rate is probably second behind Mount going forward. He's done quite well. Yeah, he gives his best whenever he's there. Spartan True Blue, what's important is who we have got in and out by the end of the window. Yep, that's the truth. We have to move out players to make space for new signings. We have to also understand that. So it's not that it's not that straightforward. I am not bothered if we are slow or quick in the transfer window, as long as we sign the right players, to be honest. Again, I believe you. That is the most important thing. You go here, word. Again, thank you. 29 more likes. Yes, we're closing on to 100 likes. So keep liking the video, people. Keep showing you love Chelsea Football Club and you like the Blue Morning Show. And please share on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you can, so that more people will get to know about the channel and the show. Liverpool should forget about Pulisic. I have to tell them that if I can. You go, not all of us. My issue is the system, the squad. Yeah, you've always said that a billion times here, True Blue. A couple of weeks ago, enough. Again, I get your point there. True Blue, again, I'm going to skip quite a few of these so that I can catch up with everything we have here, and I have to come back to the panel. Sorry if I missed your comment. I will try to get to them if I can. A two-footed Greek dribbler and an immaculate first touch and draws fouls. Chelsea better hold on to Pulisic and keep him healthy. No, we're keeping him. I don't think Chelsea will let him go. We understand why all the things hasn't really gone well for him. Says, coach, we don't need second choice players like Sterling. I know why you're saying that, because you know the language I like to use here. We need starting players, but again, my biggest concern is his salary. LSD Coachila knows what I have said about. Yep, I remember that quite clearly. I don't know who the player is, but I saw a tweet from a journalist stating Liverpool are signing a 50 million player from the Premiership I don't know who this is, but it may be Pulisic. I hope not. I don't think so. If that happens, I'd be surprised. Then I'm not going to say what just came to mind. Then I don't think our new owners are as smart as I think they are. Pulisic has had Kante, great players who cannot play, stay healthy. You could argue that too. It's also the fact players are away as of the day before our license. It's not just injuries. Yep, that's the truth. Hazard just likes his snacks. I get that one real well. I understand, but just be fair to the man. You could argue because he left Chelsea, he wasn't happy anymore. So he resorted to just eating, which happens to most people. So I want us to talk about the fact that the club has been linked to Gabriel Jesus, which I've argued before. I think he'd be suitable. He will fit into Thomas Tuchel's approach to the game. Again, I know some other people might think otherwise. Let me start with you, LBZ. Your thoughts?
No. I don't know. It's so this is a battle between what I feel is what I want and what I feel is Tuchel's what fits into Tuchel's plans. So what fits into Tuchel's plans is different to what we need. What we need. Sorry. Before you
tell me that, before you tell me whether or not he will fit into Thomas Tuchel's approach to the game, can you help me define for you, how would you define the ideal Thomas Tuchel striker?
We haven't seen his ideal striker. We haven't. He adopted what? Did he buy? Someone remind me. Did he buy Mbappe, or was he there before? Was it Emre?
I don't remember. Who was he?
It was Emre, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Emre. Emre signed it.
Yeah. So again, it's what is Tuchel's ideal striker? What is his? He came in last year, and Werner was Abraham was the striker. Abraham and Werner. He didn't fancy Abraham. He put Werner, and
he didn't fancy Giroud.
He didn't even fancy Giroud. My bad. Sorry, I forgot about him. Wow, he didn't even fancy Giroud. So, who is Tuchel's striker type? So now it will be down to what I believe will be the best fit from the team. I believe it's not a short striker. I need height in that 6-yard box. I need someone that will win headers. I need someone that will bully defenders. We have a history of good strikers doing exactly that. I can only count, say, 3 off the top of my hand that's probably done that to perfection. Say 1 or 2, say Drogba and Diego Costa. So we will need that similar mold. I don't care if he doesn't fit into the 3. We need that similar mold. Someone that can run, got the good height, and that can win the first balls, knock it down for any wingers or any players behind that can run through. We need. It is a Lukaku type. I believe it is a Lukaku type striker, not Lukaku himself. It's arguable that he's leaving. Is he got the ability? He's proven it. He hasn't got it. But it will be a tall striker, big in build, that can run and that can win those bully defenders. I believe Gabriel Jesus does. He may fit into that well because obviously playing on the ground, playing to feet, is good on the ball, mate. You could argue, but I don't know. I don't see it with Gabriel. I don't see it with Gabriel Jesus. I don't see Gabriel Jesus coming to Chelsea and being our number 9. I just don't see it.
I think Thomas Tuchel is ideal number 9, if you ask me. Is that player who's able to, to get involved in the play.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that number 9. You could say what we'll call the traditional number 9. Okay. He wants a number 9 who is good on the ball, who's a runner, who also participates in the play more often, and who doesn't always wait and ask for the ball. He wants a number 9 who also be a creator. He doesn't play with the number 9 you could call a focal point. No, he prefers fluidity. So that's why I think maybe Gabriel Jesus will be better than what we have now. And again, I've talked about this maybe beyond a million times. Now I'm going to say I've talked about this a zillion times. And I've always tried to be safe, saying, okay, if you go back from Mainz, if you want to also go back to Mainz, for that Thomas Tuchel's previous club, from Mainz, Borussia Dortmund to PSG, he hardly plays with traditional strikers. Even at PSG, where he had Mauro Icardi and Edinson Cavani, he didn't use them that much. So Thomas Tuchel, ideal number 9, is that player, who's able, to participate in the play, who's a creator, who's good on the ball, who's a good runner too. That defines it. So I think Gabriel Jesus can do that. Although he's not the prophet, he's not really. You can say he's not the prophet because he has his deficiencies that I really don't want to talk about here. But you get my point. Let me quickly.
It's just the presence. It's just maybe I already have it in my head in which type of striker.
I think you're really defining the type of strikers that has worked for Chelsea before on the previous managers.
And it's worked, coach. You know what I'm trying to say to you? It's
worked. It won't work for this guy.
For everyone, yeah, I understand. Maybe because we've seen it in Lukaku, but I still believe that it's Lukaku himself that has let himself down in terms of not aspiring to the type of striker Tuchel wants.
Not necessarily.
I wouldn't say, oh, Lukaku would never have fit into his style of play. I wouldn't want to just buy into that argument just ASAP. You know what I mean? I believe maybe he's had his part to play by not picking up form and not adapting to the style of play, because he can do that. If it's to drop deep, he can do that. He can run. He's fast. He's quick. So maybe he just wanted it to be off behind the last man, off the last defender. You know. I don't know, but I with Gabriel Jesus, he's quality. Yeah, he's good on the ball. He's brilliant. He's absolute. But I don't know. The presence of Gabriel Jesus doesn't seem appealing for our front line.
We'll see. I'll go through the chat and I'll come to Rodrigo and then I'll go to LSC. But quickly, please, we have 97 people watching and we have just 83 likes. I know we can reach 100. Just how many? 16 more likes to get to 100. We can do that. So please, if you haven't, do like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, please help us reach 3,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Here says Liverpool, I know, will not pay a huge offer of Christian Pulisic. I think they'd rather play a waiting game, because if they get the sense that Christian Pulisic would like to join them, they may well have a mutual understanding, have him run down his contract and join them on a free or even on a cheap. But we'll see what happens. Neymar, I don't think that's going to happen. Yes, it's Pulisic. I want to spend the evening with a certain actress, wanting and getting two different things. That's the truth. Again, Tuchel striker, it's go to Aubameyang. Yep, I think that's another way to define it. This man says this man described Lukaku and still talking about we need a guy like that. That's hilarious. That's LBZ.
That's not what I'm saying. No, he's misunderstood what I'm saying.
No, that's actually LBZ. Honestly, that's how I saw it. Really,
we need a 6-foot striker.
But not all the time, Tuchel. Height isn't really what he's looking for there.
We need that. Someone just mentioned Aubameyang. Exactly. We need someone big, like someone with presence. I'm not trying to get a short striker. You think Laturo probably will have the quality. I'm not trying to get a Gabriel Jesus. Are you Gabriel Jesus? Yeah, it's going to bridge the gap between us and Man City, Liverpool and Man City. Yeah, he's going to do that. Let's be realistic here, man. We need presence. I'm not saying Lukaku, Romelu himself is the guy. I'm saying a similar mold player. If Lewandowski was 3 years younger, yeah, we'll get him, but we can't get him. That's the ideal. Like, what are we saying here? Gabriel Jesus. Come on, man. You guys, man, come on, man.
Yeah, I know we can do better than that, but I think he'd do better than most of the people who
I'm
have
just saying,
there.
you know.
I get your point, but that's yeah, but
someone
that's right
else,
away.
not Gabby.
Yeah, let me catch up and come to Rodrigo, and then we'll go to LSC. Exclusive again. 3 will remain as Chelsea main shirt sponsor for another season. A club source has reviewed. Again, it's all business, like we've talked about during the start of the show. But we'll see what happens. I guess 3 are staying as as they are. Again, it's all money talks. Money talks. They bring the money until the club finds another sponsor, I think. But I know we, the fans, want them to terminate that. Phantom, is that a joke? I'm not sure. Again, we need a number 9 that can create and score. That exactly. Yeah, someone mobile and fluid. Yep, not just stagnant like a pole. I get your argument, and I really do understand your point. Again, I understand that. It says Nkunku and his shoes are fit in perfectly well shot. Yeah, we should see again. I get the point there. Just really says yes, DJ. I don't like the 3. No, apparently leaked a new kit, but then again, there's nothing we can do about that. Again, it's all about, you know, how do I phrase it? It's again, money talks. If you want, says DJ's okay, Blues. That's really sad. Timber the Sailor, nice to see you here. It says Lukaku stand a lot. You elaborate, please. I want to know what you mean by that. Okay, question for Coachila. No smart, not as smart as answer. We have the chance to restructure our defense to play 4 at the back. We will still play 3 at the back with 2 wing backs as number 10. No excuses for not switching in game. Again, that's Thomas Tuchel. You and I know he stated clearly he's not going to change. I'm not sure how to answer this your question, but I know you're really pulling my legs here. But the answer you get to me is that let's see what Thomas Tuchel does. He has the chance, to sign players, to switch, to be able to, play 4 at the back more often to accommodate more players. Will he do it? It remains to be seen. This is the opportunity for him, but maybe he's decided the best system for him in the Premier League will be to stick with the 3 at the back system and then use the wing backs as a traditional wingers. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. The issue of Pulisic goes beyond his talent. It's more about what he, I don't know, Chiswiola again. Let me see. I'm going to catch up with everything, and I want to go back to the panel as soon as possible. Everton cannot afford Pulisic. You think? I think they can, but I don't know. He might be Fulham quality, but I wouldn't have him in on the 23 side. Phantom of many topics. Yeah. Who are they talking about? You let me know. I think I may have missed something here. Where do you place Gabriel Jesus on our wish list? Bottom. My priority would be from Nkunku, Jonathan David, who again, usually because if we're playing 3 at the back, these guys will more likely be deployed as the 8s. So I'm not going to be looking at those that are traditionally wingers. At least you'll be looking at those that have played as second strikers or maybe played in the number 8 position. Because wingers usually, when you break them in, they tend to drift out wide because that's something they do by default. I don't care about 3. I don't care either, but they bring the money. That's probably why the club, it's gone back to them. I don't know. There's something that came to mind, but I don't want to use that analogy on the screen here. Send Wan-Bissaka to Everton transfer. Again, I think we could sell Pulisic to Liverpool because Todd Boehly could keep his garage American winger to his American friend. I don't see that happening. Still, if it happens, I'd be surprised. We need a sharp number 9, not someone who waits for the ball to come and points where he wants it, but players do point where they want the ball, though. Liam, we're not challenging for first next season. There's a chance that happens. It depends on how we approach how we approach the signings or the purchases in the transfer window. Again, if we change a lot of players, you could argue that. Now, again, I'm going to go back to the panel, and I'm going to start with Rodrigo. Your thoughts on what we've talked about regarding Gabriel Jesus?
Yeah, I'll take Jesus. I'll take him. I think he'll suit us our style. I think the days of having a big man up front, knocking balls down, I think those days are gone. I personally,
I wouldn't say gone entirely.
I mean, yeah, for us, the way we play, I don't know. It just doesn't fit. It just doesn't suit us. He had Giroud. He had Berman. Tammy wasn't really good at hold up play, but he had Tammy. He had I just don't see it. I see more like a guy that can come in, link up play and be involved in a game. So Jesus, yeah, but then again, my only thing with him, I don't see him as, can he play false nine? I see he doesn't even start for them. So he can play. I think he can play like where Werner plays. If he comes in, yeah, I'll play him on the left where Werner plays.
But do you think he'd do better than Werner?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll do better than Werner, yeah.
Again, that's probably the reason why people are calling for us to sign him. And if we're in the chat, if somebody can help us, we want to find out how much does he earn currently, because we're considering that we don't want to create more problems than the solutions for ourselves at the club.
If you have a Jesus on the left, a Dembele on the right, Kai Havertz in the middle, we're talking. That could work. And he's good at pressing as well. He's very good. He's a relentless presser. So you don't want someone that also works hard off the ball, and he's good at that. So I think
he tracks back very well.
Yeah, because obviously back in the days you expect your forwards to stay up there, but now the way we play, we need to win the ball high up in the opposition pitch, and then we win high up there, and then we can create chances quickly. So, and I think he's a guy that can help us in transition.
Yeah. I think you'll make a good point. Go ahead. You were saying something else?
No, I said I'll take him if on a reasonable wage. If the transfer fee is not crazy, if they're not asking more than say 40 million, I'll take him.
I do agree with you. I think again the price and the wage is critical to decide whether we should get him or not. But that's by the way. And Liam, I nearly spit out my coffee when I read this. Liam said, we definitely won't, if we have the pick of the team, a phantom of many topics. And I nearly did spit out my coffee, but again, I like that. It says, Dembele is sorted. Grimes again. AJ Grimes says the truth. She's a month ahead of the top. Again, there's a chance. This is like more, I don't know how else to phrase it. This is more like a fake, I don't know how it's common sense. Look at a situation, you can come to the conclusions that he's most definitely going to Chelsea. Remember, after our report, we start hearing, now we haven't even spoken to his camp. Then we start hearing it's progressing. It's only just yesterday or 2 days ago that Barcelona has said, you know what, we've given up on trying to keep him. That just sounds like they really wanted to keep him. No, that they wanted him to leave. They wanted him off their wages, and it's not going to take a pay cut. So it's common sense to come to the conclusions that Dembele is coming to Chelsea. So forget about Grimes. I think that was too premature, if you want to say that. Liam, I wanted Robert Lewandowski or Cristiano Ronaldo. Again, we need a photocopy of Harry Kane striker that loves goals. At the same time, again, blessings to you too. Nice to see you, Courtney. Says, I'm only joking. No, he knows you're joking. Phantom likes to joke too. Fed up of people justifying playing three at the back by saying don't have the players they want. Again, yeah, that's the truth. Again, we have to consider the players we have. But let's see what happens when he makes his own signings. It's a German system used against a spread out high line defenses. Yep. Again, Liam, I'm not, you will never win English championship. That Faham just won. Yeah, we will never win English championship. Phantom, you keep that. Thank you very much for bringing that up. It says, Jesus is in for sure. We'll see. Again, that's your comment. Says, okay, this is saying hello to each other. I'm going to come back to the panel. Let's see your thought on the links with Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, he's not a player that I'm particularly keen on having at the club.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, because of his production, his number is not the one that is actually going to make us bridge the gap and move us forward. So in that regard, I don't think he would be the most suitable personnel out there. So if we are fast in the window, we can get much better alternatives, than a player like this. Someone said Dembele is done and all of that, and I mentioned Grimes, right? And I heard what he said and all of that. What I would say is this, because I've been monitoring the account for close to 2 years, and what I can say is this: I think what is letting her down, yeah, primarily, I think it's because she's not verified on Twitter, so people don't take her seriously. She spent a lot of time trying to defend her position. And I can tell you categorically that most of the deals that she has announced, you understand? I can tell you that, let's say, if I'm going to give a conservative score, I would say about 92%, all right, has been accurate, all right? And there are months ahead, so that tells me something. That means she have access to the transfer key, because if you do have access to the transfer key, you might not be a journalist and you will know what's going on, So this Dembele day is a litmus test, all right, for some people. And what we've seen so far is now other people are coming to announce it, but in an attempt, trying to glorify themselves, but they try to pull her down, like, oh, she doesn't know, it's not done, wherever it is, all right? Listen, if that conversation has been going on, all right, and it usually take about 5 to 6 months, all right, we don't just go for a player. We don't just go for a player within the period of 1 month and start, hurry, that's panic buy. Okay, before you get a player, all right. Some player it takes a year. Keep on speaking to them. Others, within 6 months. All right. So any player that we need now, or that we are going for now, rest assured, there were players like we tried to get in January. If that is not the case, then we are doing something wrong. So as far as this deal is concerned for the Dembele, I think, she's spot on. I think it's done. Our reputation is on the line. Let's see if everything skates through. If it skates through, I don't think we should just say, oh, because it didn't come from Fabrizio or whoever, that is not true, So let's give people like that opportunity to grow, And yeah, I remember when Fabrizio didn't have a lot of followers, but people like that, it's not, I don't think it's nice to just cast them aside when they're actually doing the hard work, trying to bring this information out, So give her the credit. I think she should do everything she can to get verified on Twitter. People will respect her more by then. That's just my honest opinion.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And I want to get to the poll. I think it's a brilliant response. We're going to talk about the next player immediately after I, just look at the poll here and talk to the people. We're at 88 likes, people, just 12 away to 100 likes. Let's shoot for 200 likes by the end of the show. That will be a brilliant. Again, if you haven't, take a second to like the video. Show that you're happy. Yes, we're still celebrating our club. We overcame one of the most, worst periods in our club's history. And we're here. We're probably even stronger and better. So show that you're happy by liking the video. Show that you're happy, by subscribing to the channel if you haven't. So the poll here, when I asked, should Chelsea get a Sterling for 300K a week? 71% says no, and 29% says yes. And I'm going to end the poll anyway. I think it's never going to change. And again, I'm not really surprised because the wage is something different, something I wouldn't like to happen. Eric Blue, you really don't get the difference between UEFA Champions League and EPL. We got out of the group with 4 unbeaten, Tuchel 3 lost a game. There's more time and space. Okay, let me see. I give up with some people. Okay, yeah. This one really got me laughing. It's got. And I remember that video where Eden Hazard was making fun of him the way he runs. But that's by the way. He says the post says no to Sterling. Why? Because he still runs like a T-Rex. Be nice. Come on, goalie. Be nice, man. But that's by the way. Always good to have a little laugh here. If you haven't, please do like the video. 6 more likes to get to 100 likes. Let's shoot for 200 by the end of the show. If you haven't, like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Now, Alessi, let's start with you. We learned, let me find that tweet. Again, I'll try and find the tweet and I'll go back to the screen here. Let me see if I think I should still have it. Again, my screen is a bit frozen here. I think we've seen this one here during the race to sign Gabriel Jesus. I'm looking, not that one there, but we'll come to that one in a bit. Okay, let's talk about this one before we go to the next topic. I think it's important. This one here says Dusan Sterling, Levi Colwell, Billy Gimo, and Armando Broja are, as things are starting, expected to get an opportunity in preseason to state their cases to Tuchel. And I see which of these players do you think will stay? Because the chance, there's a chance that at least 2 of them will go back on loan or leave the club permanently.
Wow. Yeah, I like all of them. Just Sterling especially. You know, if we don't get cover for Reece James, I think they just still Sterling can do that job. You know?
Better fresh that's competition for Reece James, because you don't want to go through what we went through last season when he got injured.
Yeah, for the academy merchants, you know, the academy proponents out there, you know, that want to see our players, you know, our academy, you know, prosper in the first team. You know, if we are ready to make that sacrifice, you know, I think they just Sterling, you know, if not for his injury, I think he can do the job. You know, trust me, I think he can do the job. You know, I rate him over a player like Tariq Lamptey. You know, even though he's on the other end of the pitch. You know, so for just Sterling, I would like him to stay, but I see him going on a loan, a Premier League loan. That's where I see. Liverpool, it depends on the number of centre backs that come through the door. If we get 2 centre backs, and as it stands, we're losing 2. And it could be 3. You know, so I see Liverpool staying with us. Armando Broja. He's got a 5 years deal with us. I don't see Chelsea selling him. Then they can send him on another Premier League loan. Billy Gilmore, because of the pressure coming from his parents, agents, and families, and all of that. Yeah, I see him being sold. You know, I see him being sold because why is Conor Gallagher not mentioned in this conversation here?
But probably they think that you know his Saturday will stay.
Like it's a showing, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see Gallagher. I want to see Akpando. You know, if we are going to spend money on a subpar defensive midfielder, so I might as well go with Akpando. You know, you know, I don't think he can do anything. Some of the mistakes that we've seen John Gio made this past season, I don't think Akpando can do any worse. You know. So yeah, if we don't get our first and second targets, then we might as well leave Akpando in the team.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a building process, and the fan base needs to be calm and be patient, because I'm already seeing some propaganda against Thomas Tuchel just because he didn't win. There were how many trophies available this season for us? All right. Or since he came, maybe about 6 available. He's got 3 of them. So please, guys, relax. All right. Let's not. This is not the time for agendas. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's just, if we are going to integrate this team, these players into the team, guys. I know a lot of, because this is one thing about this fan base I cannot understand. Why do you have to prefer one player? Why do you have to start running an agenda? Why does your commentary, revolves around supporting your player? I don't get it. So if we are going to integrate any of this, we just need to be calm and just know that we are not winning nothing, all right? And we should be happy with whatever the outcome is.
Yeah. Again, I think I appreciate that input there. How about you, Rodrigo? What do you think?
Yeah, but when I look at that list, I think Raheem Sterling, I'll keep him because we need cover for Rijsdom. I don't see anyone, even Kunde's not.
Let me quickly say something. Say something. We don't use the term cover here. We need competition. We need competition. I'm just joking, but you get my point now. We need competition, not cover. Because if Rijsdom's injured, then we go through the whole thing we went through this past season again. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, we need someone who's athletic, someone who can run up and down that right side. I watched Kunde in when French played Denmark. He played as a wing back. I think he played as a wing back, he's not a wing back. He's definitely a centre back. It's not definitely. I wouldn't play him. He's a waste of his talent playing him at wing back. So yeah, I'll keep Sterling and leave Colwell. Again, it depends on who comes in on the left hand side. Again, for the bit I've watched of Liverpool, it gives me that Rijsdom vibe. He's a strong guy. He's good with his feet, and he's a very good player. Really, really good player. I'll keep him as well if we don't get anyone to play on the left. But obviously, if we get someone, I'll send him on a Premier League loan so that he get another chance to play at the top flight football. Unfortunately, the only one I can see going is Billy Gilmore. I can't see Billy Gilmore staying. I feel like he will leave the club. Unfortunately, because I would have advised him to stay, but yeah, he's probably got other ideas. But then again, Scotland didn't qualify for the World Cup, so that could.
And he has just 1 year left on his contract.
Yeah, again, yeah. So he has to. We need to negotiate quickly with him. I don't know. I just feel like he's not really a Chelsea boy, is he? He's more like a Rangers boy. He's not attached to the club the same way as like the Rijsdom, Mason Mount. So I can see him going. Yeah. So yeah, and Armando Broja depend on what's going to happen with Lukaku. If Lukaku stays, then it's only fair for Broja to go to another Premier League loan. If Lukaku leaves, I'll keep Broja in the team, and he could be a good impact sub. And I believe he could give anyone who plays centre forward, like obviously if Havertz will be the number one choice, it will give Havertz good competition. But if Lukaku stays, he goes on another Premier League loan. I will give him to West Ham because West Ham only have Antonio, and they desperately need another striker. And I think him going there.
You give who to West Ham?
I think he'll be very good at West Ham because West Ham literally only have one striker in the whole team.
You're talking about Broja, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if we send him on loan, I'll prefer him to go on loan to West Ham, a team that's competitive where he can get his minutes, and that will definitely help him with his game.
Yeah. How about you? Let me see your thoughts. I don't think it's close to his device, but I think we'll keep
talking.
Just
bear with me. I'm just trying to get somewhere where there's less noise. Just bear with me.
Yeah. All right. No problem. Okay. Let me keep.
Recap. What was the question?
Asking. Let me show you the tweet again. I don't want to mix it up. Let me quickly show you this one here. I don't know if I've closed it. That Raheem Sterling, Levi Colwell, Billy Gilmore, and Armando Broja as things stand, expected to get an opportunity in pre-season to state their case at the Tuchel. Again, and I say there's the likelihood two of these players will leave. So which of the two do you think will it be? If that is two or one of them at least will leave the club?
Well, it may be Billy Gilmore. Maybe it may be Billy Gilmore. I mean, how old is he now? 22?
Yeah, around that number, yeah.
He's around Mason Mount's age, around his development, and he's not really proven to be the level where Mason Mount has been. So they may look at it as a thing where they may just have to let him find proper football elsewhere, which is why I think he may be the only one out of the lot. Broja, I don't see him going. Again, you see Broja again. He's not a short striker. He's got that physical. He's not as tall as, you know what I mean. He's got that physical build, but is he ready to be number 1, number 9 if Lukaku leaves? Again, you know, that would now beg the question. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus. So I don't see him leaving. Sterling, I would like to see him be given a go. It's been a long time since I've been wanting this guy to break through. So finally, his name is now being called in to make his appearances. So yeah, rightly so. So and Colwell as well, I don't see him leaving. So I just think it will Billy. I think it will just be Billy that will be leaving. If they were all, if one were to leave, I think it will just be Billy. I don't think it will be all of them or. Yeah.
It's looking likely that Billy is going to be the one to leave. Let's talk about why I'm still with you. Let me start with you. But with that opportunity, I want to ask those in the chat, please, if you haven't, keep liking the video. We have just 5 more likes to reach 100 likes. And not just that, I think we've gained almost 20 subscribers today. We're at 2,652 subscribers. So if you haven't, please do like the video to show your support for the channel, to show you're enjoying the show, and also subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to start with you while I'm still with you, LBZ. We saw this, that Kalidou Koulibaly has told Napoli that he wants to leave. Now, just to make something clear, that doesn't mean he's coming to Chelsea. I've seen elsewhere that his priority will be that he's prioritizing going to Barcelona and not any other club. How Barcelona are able to do that? I think maybe their history and the name is what's attracting players to them, even though they don't have the money. But that's by the way. Now, shouldn't we be getting serious about bringing him in? Because we need experience in that back line. And he's capable of playing on the left-hand side, and he's also capable of leading the back line. But although, as I've said a zillion times here, I don't think he will lead the back line as effectively as Thiago Silva would. And another option for us there would have been Delete. But Delete at this point is so expensive because he has a 120 million buyout clause on his contract. And that's why he's reluctant. He's not agreeing to a new deal until that fee is reduced. But if we really want to go for him right now, we'd have to pay that amount. That's why I think we should prioritize. To me, I think we should prioritize going for Koulibally. He's more experienced and he's just 30. And the area he plays in is not an area where he needs that much of a pace to do well. His intelligence is what will help him do well there. Your thoughts?
Kalidou Koulibaly, I'd love to see play for us. But at the same token, we need to be very smart in these signings. Don't know. It's very tricky. We do need to replace our backline. So with Kalidou Koulibaly, he fits the bill. His age is a deterrent for me because of obviously how many years he has to offer and what we will be giving him if we were to put money on the table for him. But he's told Napoli he wants to leave, so that makes things a little bit easier. But I love to see him presence, the commanding centre back. Has he got the pace? We all saw how Varane came from Real Madrid to United, and you see, you know, can Koulibally hold up with the pace of the Premier League? Rudiger was very brilliant. He's absolutely quick, so he was able to cover just run into Koulibally do that. We're talking about a very faster paced league. But I'd love to see him. Yeah, what we should be doing is focusing on how we're going to get our investments in. Like I said the first time when I joined this channel, investing in defense, midfield, and our strikers. We need to start working on that because we've had a defender has just confirmed he's left Real Madrid. It's confirmed Rudiger has gone to Real Madrid. They've confirmed it. So why have we not made strides in making sure that replacement has been done? And obviously that needs to be the forefront of anything we do because we can't go into the season looking depleted in the back. So yeah, Koulibally, he's told Napoli he wants to leave. Let's make things possible. Let's see what we can do. Let's talk to him. Yeah, I'm trying to say if someone like that is available, let's get the works rolling. What we saying? So I'm here for it. I don't think I'm at the position where I need to start picking and choosing centre backs that are going to come to the squad if they are available, especially if they have the quality like the likes of Koulibally. So yeah, but you mentioned that the owner of Napoli, is a very shrewd businessman.
Very difficult to do business with.
So again, that's something that again we need to be quickly at the forefront right now. So Koulibally is ready. He's told Napoli he wants to leave reportedly. Let's start sending representatives to start talking to his representatives and let's start making things happen. Because Koulibally is not the only signing we will need. We will need more than that in our defense. So yeah.
And there's a chance Napoli. I don't think Napoli pays that much money, so his salary wouldn't be an issue. Again, like you said, the Napoli president, he's a nutcase in terms of dealing with other clubs and letting them buy players from Napoli. But I think it could happen if we're serious about it. And I think, again, like I said, you mentioned something about his pace. I think it's a different case when you talk about Varane. I think he's more aggressive than Varane. I think the Premier League will suit him very well. Plus, in terms of his pace, you can say his intelligence is what will help him excel, and not I think with intelligence, I think he should be able to lead that back line because of all the players we have now. We have Juskin there. I think he'd be able to lead the back line comfortably. No, I think he's a little bit that kind of player that's almost everywhere on the pitch, but you need one who is always disciplined enough to move calculatively all the time, and it's too young. And again, some argue Chalobah can lead the back line from the central position. I don't think he can. We need somebody with experience of Koulibally who can be rotating with Thiago Silva to help us, lead the back line. And Dres Christensen, who I've argued before is the most suitable for that role in terms of his calmness on the ball. You could argue is the closest thing to Thiago Silva in our team. We'll be joining Barcelona. I hope the deal doesn't fall through and the club out of desperation say, okay, we can have you back if you're going to take the deal. We're out on the table for you. But that's, by the way, I'm going to try and catch up and then I'll go to Rodrigo and LSG regarding or whether we should do whatever we can to get this brother here. I say that I don't like videos, but will subscribe and should have quality content. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That is very, very too kind of you. In fact, you're far too kind, but I appreciate that comment. Since Napoli are interested in Broja, if Tuchel wants him, that brings to mind, LBZ, you're there, right? We already talked about how the Napoli president operates. If they want Broja, and we say, if Tuchel wants him to go out on loan, then he can be used as a make-weight and Koulibally deal. As much as I don't want that to happen, chances are, knowing the Napoli president, the moment we say we want Koulibally, he's going to say, we want Armando Broja. And he's going to probably be looking for a loan with an option to buy because he doesn't like to lose whenever he does businesses. He doesn't like to lose whenever he does business. So I'm sensing that may well be the case. And there's a chance we wouldn't want to let Armando Broja go. But the moment we knock on Napoli, so we're trying to see if you're willing to let Koulibally go. he may well say, "Oh, okay, that's fine, but here's what you guys are gonna do for us." But that's by the way. I say again, just for all Real Madrid beat us PSG, City, and Liverpool. That's a difference between UEFA Champions League and week in, week out. Okay, we lost to Porto. Again, I think this is a conversation they're having there. Right, Muff, bye, everybody. Neves is due on. Okay, all right, see you later then. Again, I'm going to come back to the panel now. Your thoughts on Rodrigo?
Yeah, I've been literally screaming out for Koulibally ever since God knows how long. I want Koulibally at this club. I think he's the perfect competitor for Thiago Silva. I was about to say cover. A perfect, not cover.
For rotation, maybe.
Yeah, for Thiago, and he has the experience. He doesn't. I don't think he's a. I think he's very intelligent. His positioning is brilliant. He's not relied too much on his pace. He still has good pace. Yeah, I've watched him for Senegal mainly, and few games for Napoli, but mainly I watched him for Senegal, and he's a very good player. I think he'll fit in nicely as well in terms of his adaptation. He has Mendy, and then obviously if Koundé join, so that's another French-speaking person, and then you'll have Thiago Silva, Mendy. So I think he'll find himself. He can easily adapt as well, because sometimes that's what happens when the player comes from abroad and it's a new league. First, it's hard to adapt. It's hard to adapt to new surrounding. So I think with Koulibally, with the players that we have around, he could do a job. Again, now the problem is how much are Napoli gonna accept. I think he's got 1 year left on his contract. I think he could use as a leverage. So Napoli will have to sell him this summer, or otherwise risk of losing him for free next year if they decide to keep him. So I think he will come. We'll maybe a region of 30 million. That could probably work. I'll definitely take him.
Here's one thing you should be guaranteed about, and this and this comment on the screen is hilarious from True Blue, who says the Napoli owner is De Laurentiis. Yeah, his name I usually forget it. A filmmaker who likes drama, so it makes sense. The guy is a nutcase. If you ask me, I'm going to say it at any time, any day. It's never going to be easy.
No.
Even if he has just 3 months left on his contract, but rest assured, you're not going to get him that easy from Napoli. And let's see your thoughts. Let's go. You wanted to say something for Rodrigo?
No. I was just about to say, there's no way he's going to try to take as much cash out of Chelsea.
Yeah, or ask for Broja, given the rumors that they want him. And let's say I'm going to come to you. So if I get your thoughts, we could go into and try to see if we can complete the potential 11 for 2022-2023. You go ahead. Your thoughts on the availability. Let me just phrase it that way of Kalidou Koulibaly.
Yeah, firstly, I'm just going to say, I have just a few minutes. I need to get back to what I was doing.
No worries, brother. Thank you again for finding time to join. That's not easy.
Yeah, no worries, man. So on the Koulibally situation, my position on this. I want him here. We need that experience. People talk about his pace. Yeah, I understand that he's getting older and may not have the legs for the Premier League, but he's got the brains and he's got the experience. So how we want to have him here at the club, so he can link up with Mendy. That's for that. So one issue I really want to talk about, I don't know if you guys discussed it before I came on the stream, or if you've discussed it before now in previous streams.
Go ahead.
What came out yesterday about Lukaku's contact with Inter, around December and stuff like that.
If that's the truth, if that thing is by that is any measure true, he shouldn't be here. But go ahead.
If it is true, it's not just a question of he should have been here. It's a question of suing this guy, having open investigation. All right, because you cannot do a thing like that. This is nothing that we just take lightly as a fan base. Because if this is a precedent, all right, other clubs, they're going to start pleasing us. They'll say, just go to that club, you know what, they will sell it back. They will just sell you back to us, wherever, you know. It's like, you know, it's like they're sending him out there to go and raise money for them. How can we pay you 100 million? You are under contract, and then you are sending messages to the board members. All right, sending messages to, you know, your former teammates, that's understandable. But when you're sending messages to board members, assuring them that you are coming, and then showing the same thing on the pitch, all right, that's a breach of contract. So we cannot allow this guy take us for granted and fleece us that way. Okay, and the new owners must not set this precedent, because if that is, I think Inter Milan needs to be investigated for this, for what has happened. And if that is the case, like I've established here before, all right, because we signed Lukaku around August. Yeah, we signed him August last year. Okay, so if we are not able to get rid of him, okay, if we are not able to get rid of him, say by the end of June, okay, as a matter of fact, it's even valid from now. It's valid from now on, okay, till the end, all right, of the next financial statement, okay, then his debt, all right, his loan or whatever, you know, the liability that is claiming for this club right now, okay, can be liquidated. You know, anything it can even be sold out to third parties, all right. People like Todd Boehly, they are experts at doing this like this. So we are not going to feel the financial impact, the financial burden of getting rid of Lukaku, okay. So instead of giving him to Inter Milan, if this is true, we must not allow him to play for Inter. We send him elsewhere. If he's not ready to go elsewhere, we send him to our reserve bench. He cannot do nothing because he was the one that breached our contracts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, thank you very much. I sincerely do appreciate that input, and I thank you for always joining the panel whenever you have time. And quickly, I want to say again, honestly, I tried to avoid us talking about Lukaku today, but the truth is this. Yeah, go ahead.
I was like, it's so hard to avoid him. He's a big elephant in the room.
Yeah, it's very impossible.
Well,
yeah, it's really impossible to talk about Lukaku Chelsea these days and not talk about Lukaku the next minute. It's actually practically impossible because I don't know how else to phrase it. But if any of you want to add something to that, go ahead. Let's go and continue building the potential 11 for next season. I guess the way we designed this aspect is nothing is complete. Because the transfer window hasn't even opened. So the plan we have here is to, you know, keep building the potential lineup we have for each area, each position. We have that is the players that will rotate. We don't call them backups. So if we see any new developments in the transfer window, we make changes to accommodate. Like we say, Chelsea are serious about signing player or we do make changes to accommodate that player. That's how we've been doing it. So again, you guys have anything else to say before we move to that?
No, it's fine. Yeah. Oh, we still got 2 more spaces. All right.
2 more spaces, yeah. But you can also look at it and say, how about why is this like this? You know, but this is not final. It is, like I said, it is dynamic. We'll look at it as things develop in the transfer window. Yeah. We'll make changes.
Exactly. Can you swap Gilmore for Chouameni?
You just look into what I'm going to tell you. Remember, those areas we've completed is based on votes from people in the chat too. But if you have any suggestions, we'll look at it and say, okay, why? We'll ask people in the chat, okay, and get their opinion. But the truth is, I don't think Chouameni's
it's not coming.
It's longer in that possibility. But that's you. Again, let me quickly catch up with the chat. Let's come back to it. We have 98 people, just Coach, 2 more to reach 100. Oh, okay. All right, brother. Thank you very much for finding time to join.
No problem.
See you another time. Yeah.
I'll see you guys later. You guys take it easy. Yeah, God bless you.
You too, brother. So again, if you haven't, please do like the video. Just 2 more to reach 100 likes. We have you go here. I said I understand where to where the speak is coming from. I would rather have him leave the club, let everyone just move on. But it's not that simple. Again, I get your point. He has disrespected the club not once, not twice, multiple times. The fans and the manager enough. He has done enough. He has to go. It's that simple. If he stays, again, I get that before. I don't think that Chelsea will loan or sell Broja, even if Lukaku goes. I think it will be wise to keep Broja. I see will definitely get playing time, even if Lukaku leaves. That's the truth. Or loan him out because he still have a couple of years left on his contract. Let him go where he wants. We cannot push him. He should find his form in where he wants. Again, exactly. Not every player, not all players are built of a Chelsea system. That's the truth. That's the simple truth. And forcing them to stay when the manager has reiterated several times that he's not going to change the system, it just doesn't make sense. Now, let's come to this. I'll start with you, Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Who the second number 8? Remember, we can actually move this to the right, but let's keep it to the left there. Yeah. We can move them around. For the second number 8 position, who do you think starts there?
So Dembele.
Obviously, and that is for signing. Obviously, he's going to be the first choice.
And then Pulisic.
Okay, here's what for that second, the person he will be, rotating with, like usually where those in the chat come in. So who do you have in mind so we get them to vote on it? Let's get their opinion. Who are the options there? Assuming what's his name? Hakim Ziyech stays at the club. If Hakim Ziyech stays at the club, then he probably usually like Thomas Tuchel does. He'd play him as one of the 8. Notwithstanding that's not his preferred position, right? Now, who else?
Hello.
Will become? Yeah.
Sorry, I had a phone call. He cut off. Yeah.
Okay, so what I was saying now, we're looking for the rotating player, for the second player who would be rotating for the second number 8 position with Dembele. Who do you think that will be?
Ziyech or Pulisic.
So we're gonna have who competes with Dembele?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see.
I'll go for Pulisic.
Yeah, let me ask the chat. They usually who competes with Dembele. Let's see what they say.
Mm-hmm.
We say Pulisic, right?
Yeah. And Ziyech.
Or Ziyech. To me, Pulisic, Ziyech may well leave the club because he's probably not going to be happy with Thomas Tuchel. I don't think he'd be happy that he didn't get to play in the Champions League final too. But we'll see. No more option there. Any other option? Let's add Callum Hudson as one of the options.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So I'm going to ask them. Let's see the answer they come back with. Here we have, again, let me read what we have here. All-Star tournament. With the amount of attackers we have and being short on defenders and maturity players, suiting back 4, it makes perfect sense to play back 4. But what do you think Thomas Tuchel would do? That remains to be seen. So again, I want to ask you, please, thank you for 100 likes, and thank you for almost 30 subscribers today. We have 2,653 subscribers, which means in a few days, in about 3-4 days, I think we could reach the 3,000 subscriber milestone. So please keep telling people about the channel. Keep sharing the videos to anybody you know could be, interested in this particular type of content. So Rodrigo, you wanted to say something. Go ahead, talk about it. While we wait for the chat to come back with an answer for us.
Yeah, on this point, our All-Star said, it looks like our team is so disjointed. Our attackers are probably suited to play in a back 4, but our defenders, who are the main people when you play back 4, are not suited to play in a back 4. So you have to come up with a compromise. That's why we play this hybrid 3-4-3 where the wing backs join in to become inverted. So I don't know what this obsession with a back 4 is. I personally don't think we need to change to a back 4. I think it's about the application and the structure you have in your back 3. if a back three can be very attacking and it can be very defensive, and it's actually a good system where in game you can transition easily into different setups. You can protect your defense. You can be very attacking. And just the players that play in this back three, as we see sometimes, they're not quick enough in their decisions. Like the midfielders need one touch, release the ball. Sometimes we're very slow. That's probably why people probably fed up. That's not going to be resolved if you play back four. I know you're going to have one more attacking player, but it doesn't. I see James and Chilwell as very good attacking players. So I don't know. I always have this thing, like people are so obsessed with the back four. I don't know why.
Here is the thing, again, like you've mentioned, the truth is we play 3 at the back system, but I think I've had somebody argue that before, and that's simply the truth. The Thomas Tuchel's back 3 system is different from Conte's back 3 system, but is really the back 3 system the best for us, given the players we have currently at the club? I'd say no. If we play 4 at the back, then you have people like Ziyech who always like to stay in on the flanks, do better. Something that's Christian Pulisic, instead of deploying them in a more slightly central area, if you want to phrase it like that, they don't do that well in that place. Traditionally, because by default they start drifting wide. You get my argument there.
Yeah.
So my point is, again, I think it's important. I hope he's not serious about not switching the system next season. I think he should reconsider that if he hasn't, because it's going to cost him a lot of problems. If we have the same number of players, the same players in the attacking area that we have right now, because these are not number 8, these are wingers.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think the issue we have is we have a disjointed team. We have a defense that's not suitable to play back.
Yeah, I think I lost you, but I'm going to keep talking until you come back. Again, I don't know if it's my fault. He says, with the amount of attackers we have and being a short on defenders and maturity players suitable back four, it makes perfect sense to play back four. But Uncle Thomas Tuchel, I just don't know what his problem is. So you go ahead.
It's just I agree. Now it's probably a good opportunity for Tuchel to bring in defenders who are flexible in back four, back three, whatever position they want to play. But the way before that, I couldn't see how we could play back four. We did play back four. We saw how exposed we were and how we were conceding stupid goals because the defense is not suitable. So we have it's a dilemma. Do you play back four because your attack can potentially win you games, but we also see our attack is very wasteful? Or you play back three, you're more protected. You have a solid foundation. This summer will tell. I think he has the chance now to sign players. I want players that are versatile. I don't want us to be stuck in one formation. No.
Yeah, I do agree with you. All-Star tournament says we don't have players of a back three right now, but usually the manager persists on playing back three. Let's see. I'm still waiting for the chats to complete it. Interestingly, Ziyech is at Pulisic is at 40%. Ziyech is at 40%. They were at 43 a minute ago. I knew it was going to come down to those two. Again, it's a difficult one. But go ahead, Rodrigo. Like I've said, I don't know if I learned from True Blue the other day that some of the some of the players at Ajax did fall out with Ten Hag. I don't know if Ziyech still has a good relationship with him.
Yeah.
I think he had only good stuff to say when it was clear he was going to leave Ajax to join a Chelsea Football Club. The truth is, I've argued before that the reason it's going to be easy for Ziyech to leave is this. He's been you could argue Thomas Tuchel has actually disrespected him.
Yes.
You could argue that. And also, plus, Ten Hag is now in England. he coaches Manchester United, and it was on that Ten Hag that Hakim Ziyech had the best form of his life. So that was why I argued it'd be easier for him to just go to Manchester United. Mm-hmm. But again, we must recognize, even if he wants to leave, does the club want him to leave? That's an argument for another day.
Yeah, when I look at, you're right about Ziyech sometimes being disrespected. There was a period of time where he was arguably our best player, and then suddenly he got dropped for no reason. I don't think he was injured, and then we never see him until the last few games of the season. Even then, he was the only one of the few players that wanted to win our last few games. He was brilliant in the Watford game and the game before Watford as well. Really good. So I don't know. I don't know. Again, Tuchel is. I feel like when he has his favorite, he plays them and plays them and plays them until the end.
Yep. And could care less about the other person, even if they're good.
Yeah, that's probably one thing. Obviously, one criticism I have for Thomas Tuchel. His rotation sometimes is not good enough. Sometimes he rotates too much. Like when you have a player that's showing form, leave him in a team. You don't have to take him out, because a player like Ziyech, you probably rely on momentum. When he's on a good momentum, just let him play, and he will produce the good. But now you see him, he's dropped out the team. He's come in, playing wing back, playing this and that. I don't understand.
Yeah, again, thank you very much for that. If we don't pick back four, or we don't buy players for back three, then it would be a waste of attacking talents. That's the truth. This is play one DM. Play one DM, and then add one more player to the attacking area. I think it makes perfect sense. You have 5 attacking players plus fullbacks. But yeah,
you need that DM that will sit. We don't have that player.
We don't have disciplined DM at this point. Yeah. Again, it's I don't know the obsession with 2 6s. I think that's the common thing now in the EPL all the time. Again, who's upset? Again, I think he had some, you could say, an argument or some exchange with Eric Blue. So I'm not sure why that is an issue. He knows True Blue. You're truly blue. He's deep down blue and can punch somebody because of it. Again, I can see us switching to a 2-3-5 back three to protect a late goal lead. We don't need an all or nothing attitude with formations. Again, I get. I get your argument there. Yep, I'm not sure who is responding to True Blue. Yeah, he's deep down or blue. I don't know for a while. Go ahead, Rodrigo. Were you saying something?
I heard the formation was playing two defenders.
Yeah.
PSG once plays 2-7-1 or some crazy formation like that. But yeah, I like. I'm not really too fussed about this back three, back four business. I think I want to see whichever formation we play in. I want to see the players applying that formation to the best of their abilities. What I'm tired of is seeing how Chelsea usually begin games. We start games, we're very lethargic. We play the ball slowly around, and then we only pick up pace in the second half. Sometimes when you play against low block teams, you have to hit them hard very quickly. And then once you a goal up or 2 goals up, you make the game easier for you. Because otherwise, the longer the game goes, a 0-0, these low blocks chance to hit you on one counter-attack, 1 goal, and then you become nervous. And you start looking at the time goes quickly. We need to start games faster. That's my only issue I have with the way we play sometimes. I feel like, especially in the second half of the season, Chelsea is the only team in the Premier League that didn't go a goal down at half-time. Because we were too defensive or too slow or too pragmatic in the first half. I don't like that.
I just wish we were pragmatic enough, actually. If we were pragmatic enough, we had no business losing to Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League semi-finals. We weren't. I think we didn't take a balanced approach. We're too focused on getting more goals. But that's who Thomas Tuchel is. I don't think Jose Mourinho's team would lose that game. All Stars, yes, for half a century, yes, I've read that. And Nick, here is the thing. I saw the comment you wanted me to read, and reading that comment means I'm petty, and I'm not that kind of individual. You know, again, that's not the kind of behavior I indulge in. I am smarter than that. You get my point. That's not disrespecting you. I understand why you want me to read, but no, I'm not that kind of a person, please. And sorry that I can't read that comment, okay? That's not me disrespecting you. That's just me being who I am. I'm not that kind of a person. I'm repeating myself. Again, we have 102 likes, and we're nearing the end of the show. So if you haven't, please do take a second to like the video. You buy the DM. Again, yeah, we have to buy one to be able to do what Rodrigo suggested. Rotation breaks the connection. That's, yeah, again, good point. All-Stars tournament. Here's the thing. Rotation, while it is, it is good. It helps avoid players burning out.
Yeah.
It is detrimental to development of chemistry in the team. So this is a very, very, very delicious comment, I must let you know. So rotation is good, but rotation can actually be problematic in terms of chemistry for players. So I think I love this comment, and thank you very much for making that comment.
Yeah, fine. What have the spine? You rotate around the spine. You know, like had again, we always look back at our history. We had Terry, Lampard, Drogba. You know that's your spine and check in defense. You rotate around them because they keep the team flowing the same way. But look at our team. We don't have that. We don't have. I can't see what a spine is.
Yeah, that's the truth. Roro always says, I totally disagree that Tuchel disrespected Ziyech. The coach wants to win and make decisions based on the overall good of the team. We cannot let sentiments. This is no sentiment. Let me explain to you what I'm saying. I understand that. Again, maybe I'm saying things the way I'd see it if I were Hakim Ziyech. Look at the situation here. Hakim Ziyech was on form. He was scoring goals. He was creating chances. He was our best player during that period in question. He's also adapted to the physical aspect of the Premier League quite well. He was winning aerial duels. He was tracking back, winning tackles, helping us defend. And then, boom, he got dropped to the bench. It wasn't like he was sick. It wasn't like he wasn't on form. He was our best player then. So that was my argument. I'm not saying a player is bigger than a club. Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the guy likes to play football. And because he's treated that way, I think that may well, in his head, he could go somewhere else and be, treated differently and treated in a manner that he prefers. Again, that's just that. All Stars, no player is bigger than the club. That's the truth. That's the truth. Ziyech will come good even if Dembele comes in. It remains to be seen. If they see Dembele come in and see there's a lot of competition there, he would want to be starting games. He could go to Manchester United and be fighting on all cylinders for them. But Armando, really, he was our best player many times. Yep. Check the numbers too. Dembele, Ziyech, Havertz, and Pulisic, Odoi. That's a pacey, fiery forward. But has the mind to use them the way they be at their best? I don't think so. And no, Nick, no, that's not. I didn't feel disrespected. I was actually thinking you'd feel disrespected because I didn't read that comment. No, I don't feel disrespected. You know me better than that. I just want to. I'm not petty. That's just what I'm telling you. I'm not going to read that comment because I don't want to come across as anybody as being petty or wasting my time on mentioning someone that I shouldn't be mentioning for obvious reasons. But that's by the way, bro. You're good. Fabrizio Romano has just confirmed Tchouaméni to Real Madrid is done deal. Here we go.
Oh no! I thought it was
yeah. So we have to look elsewhere. We talk soon, yes, brother. Again, we have to understand that we had our worst home record under Roman. Games are not won at halftime. And boy, did we learn that. Again, that's the truth. We learned some lessons. And that record, I didn't like it. Football game is of two halves. That's the truth. Again, that's a 4-2-3-1. Let's see. Again, we already have a great wide man if we use them correctly, which would mean switching the system. I am actually surprised Kamara went to Villa because, again, what happened then? We were under restrictions, which means that is players they weren't sure of Chelsea's future. So when they see clubs that are willing to get deals done, they just go there and have it all done one time. So that's just the situation. If you ask me. So now I want to say this. Let me check something here. Again, please, if you haven't, do like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So, Rodrigo, I think I should close the poll and we can add that one.
Yeah, I think Pulisic probably won, didn't
he? Yeah. I'm just going to look at it. Let me see. Yeah, it's Pulisic 50%, Hakim Ziyech 33%, and Cho 70%. Cho isn't even close to anything. So I'm going to add Pulisic here. And I think that may well be what we'll see next season because he's played with Dembele. But there's a chance we don't know how Thomas Tuchel is going to use him. There's a chance there are games that he'd have Pulisic on one end of the 8 and Dembele on the other end of the 8. So I don't know how much time we have. Do you think we should leave the number 9 position for tomorrow? Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think probably, yeah.
Okay, so let me see what we have here. Let me just, if you have any questions, just put it in there. We'll try and address this. All-Star, we couldn't sign anybody, and that's the truth. There was a time we couldn't sign anybody, probably because we couldn't sell most of the players to make room for new players. Says here, throw many to Madrid is done deal. Now, Chelsea, who are we going in for? Well, we still have Bissouma, who's already played in the Premier League. You'd argue he's probably may do better than what's his name, Chomeni in the Premier League. You don't know, but until we see that happen. And here we have, I strongly feel Tuchel plays back 4. If we have Dembele, we'll see what happened. Again, All Stars Tournament says thank you. No, you don't have to thank me. I thank you for you being part of the Chelsea Perspective family and also being there, providing great input. I do pay attention to all those things. And again, thank you so much for supporting the channel as much as you can. Tell more people about Chelsea Perspective. Share on your social platform. Tell them about this show if you think they'd like it. So I appreciate that. And again, if you haven't, please do like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So, Rodrigo, you wanted to say something?
No. I was just reading this comment saying, yeah, Man City have top players. Yeah, it's right. But when a player is on form, like when Ziyech was, we're not saying when Ziyech doesn't deserve to play. Yeah, of course, keep him.
You don't drop the player.
Yeah, don't drop the player when he's on form, and then you drop him for no reason, and then you expect him to come back and pick up where he left. Yeah, if he was injured, yeah, fair enough. But it's just a little criticism I have for Tuchel. It's not a big deal. So.
Yeah, big up to you too, my brother DJ Sam, and he says big up Rodrigo. I think some love from DJ Sam to you. So we have one more position to fill in. Remember how we're approaching this. I think it is different in the sense that it is dynamic. It is not final. We change it as we see what that developments in during the transfer window or the club's activities will come back and make amendments to it. And again, I want to say immense thank you to my brother Rodrigo. I don't know how you found the channel, but bro, I love you so much and I appreciate you always finding time to join and make it a great show. I appreciate that. And to everybody in the chat, I want to say thank you to Matthew Lee Benjamin, always here, help keeping the chat very clean. DJ Sam, my brother, who joins the panel whenever he has time, but he's a very busy man, and I understand. And we have Rolla Ogbo. Nice to see you here again. Thank you again to All Star Tournaments. Thank you to Trio Blue for always educating us and some great inputs from here. Thank you to Nick Blue, always being there. Just Viola, the queen of the house, and also Chelsea, the Kingslayer. I can't thank you guys enough. Before we go, I want to get your final thoughts on everything we've talked about today, Rodrigo.
Yeah, just as a quick summary, not to Sterling, yes to Jesus, and goodbye Lukaku. That's it.
I hope that happens. I hope that happens. Yeah.
And obviously, again, to people that haven't subscribed, just subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you a penny.
Yeah, it is for free. And again, I want to say a big thank you to my brother, in a Chelsea Perspective family member, Liam. He says another excellent stream like tomorrow, Coach. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for always supporting that channel. That is huge for me. You're late. You're late, Declan. But lateness is greatness. It's another stream every day. Good stream. Thank you very much. Queen of the house, Just Viola. I appreciate you finding time to join. And he says, goodbye, Lukaku. Keep saying it. Maybe it will come to fruition. With that, we've come to the end of the show. And I'm not going to play the Blue Money intro today. I think I prefer playing the Transfer Watch intro because I really do love it. Thank you so much, guys. I love you all. See you guys for the evening show today. And God bless us all. Bye.